Hey guys, welcome out. Sorry we're late, but we just wrapped on our Mario Party recording with Rocco from Mega 64. What's up?
Hey.
Oh no, how's it going?
What you got going
I was tweeting this out. I wanted to let everyone know, and then they just go live in the middle of it, like they're trying to catch me off guard, like they're trying to get like a faux pas. I mean, he asked, but they were already probably live before they asked.
Yeah, before we even asked.
We're the masters of the faux
rolling
pas.
the camera to try to catch the screw up. Well, guess what? Sorry, TMZ, you're not gonna get it.
Not today. Not today. So we're live. This is a build stream. If you're new, I've been working on this Porsche with Grayson.
Yep.
We regularly host this every Wednesday at 4, and we just talked to you guys in the chat. So we figured this would be a perfect opportunity to have Rocco on and just shoot the shit with him and you guys as usual. I'm probably 2 or 3 streams away from finishing this thing. It is massive. It is. I mean, that doesn't even take up the whole frame. That's a lot of shit. Oh,
Okay.
shit. But
Press 1 in the chat if you want me at some point during the stream to break that.
Well, okay, I think
at some point, just unprompted.
This chat is about to explode.
you're about to see a flood no matter what.
I mean,
so.
come on now? How funny would that be?
It would be really funny.
And there it goes.
There are no instructions for what happens when somebody throws
Well,
this
you
thing
see it.
halfway
Go ahead and get
through.
on it, Rocco.
So is Order
ones.
66 just a throw?
Yeah,
Man.
I don't know what that means.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know
That'd
what
be
he's
like a
referring to.
6,600.
I'll tell you what. I would throw this for Order 666.
666.
666. Yeah, I'd let Rocco
Devil.
throw it.
I don't know what that
Would you
means.
Would you be okay with Rocco throwing this for an Order 666? And then the stream becomes trying to repair what Mega 64 did to my beautiful Porsche.
So
I don't know.
We got a buddy who streams. His name is Game Dojo, and he's a big Star Wars fan.
Okay.
And he has this thing where if somebody donates a certain amount, it's called an Order 66. Because apparently in Star Wars, the Emperor calls an order. He says,
No.
execute Order 66.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay, then. Well, in his
That was order like 8. Watch the movie. I mean,
Yeah, watch
Order
the movie.
8, Okay.
That was he
That was
goes execute order 8, and then they kill all the Yoda.
So, anyways,
Yes,
the
all the
premises
Yodas.
would be to kill the Yoda there. if
Yeah.
That happens, so. Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be funny if the 8th idea for an order was to just kill everybody. Like 1, 2, 3.
Well, how
4,
many
5,
orders
6,
can
7.
you have? I mean, the
Apparently-
first few are help, and then after that, what can you do? Kill them?
61 through 65 are pretty
Boring,
useless.
boring
Sure.
stuff. Get more food. Like, who cares?
I finished the chairs or the seats last time at the end of the last stream,
that's where
didn't
we
I?
left off at, yeah.
I got you. But who's in the chat today, Grayson? Talk
We got
to me.
Canucks, Jackie Lee, C Squared, Bob Zombenstein. We got the Wolf Pile, Mr. Kappaman, Nathan Sample Games, Ghost of Allen. Unafraid
Wait, Ghost
Zeo.
of Alan is here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That changes things.
It was Alan, but now it's Ghost of Alan, yeah.
Okay,
Jeremiah's here.
What's up,
Millionaire
Jera?
Jesus.
Oh, your buddy Governor.
Ron,
is here.
wait, hold on. Ron's Pies
Yeah, he
is
makes
in the chat.
great pies.
Ron's Pies. So everyone out there, if you thought Greg's Pies or just like Larry's Pies were here, no. Today we're doing Ron's Pies.
Yeah. We know each and every one of them. Don't
Oh, do
doubt
you?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
absolutely.
Dude,
yeah, we know.
so far Ron's Pies is my favorite.
Yeah.
That it had to specify whose pies they were.
Ron.
I love that. I actually really love that.
Ron is a baker.
So, I'm glad you're here, Rocco.
Thank you.
Number one, it's been we shot a really fun Mario Party.
Yeah.
Which you'll be seeing here in the next.
Was
couple
it
weeks.
fun? Was it fun?
I think that game.
In
listen,
the vein of getting people excited to watch it here in a couple of weeks, yeah, it's pretty fun.
listen. Let me just say, I think the Switch is more powerful than the GameCube. Because now that I've played this one, which was the GameCube one, did I spoil it? Sorry.
No, you
I think
said-
the Switch one looked better. 2 was it's portable.
It is portable.
So just something to think about. Next time, if you're just trying to decide between, listen, all the gamers out there, if you're deciding between the GameCube and the Switch, I'm gonna say go Switch.
take the step.
Yeah,
take the
jump.
step.
yeah, just go all in.
Yeah, it's good. See a lot of new faces probably from your chat. You may see Panther Swag.
Panther swag.
There's
Okay.
Piss Lord.
Hello, Piss Lord.
Piss Lord. Okay, that's cool.
I know Piss Lord from high school.
Oh,
Piss
yeah?
Lord from high school. You know what we used to call him in high school, though, Grayson? Do you remember?
Gummy Bear
Piss
Jerry.
King. Oh.
Gummy Bear Jerry. That's right. Piss Lord, it's good to see you in the chat.
So I'm glad you're here because we've done stuff for a long time. right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've known each other. We've competed against each other. And I tweeted out, "You're the best heel in the business. You guys are the best bad guys." And there's something I've never actually had a chance to talk to you about, which I'm curious about, is you are associated with some sort of independent wrestling thing? Is that you and Sean is to do that?
I
Is
have.
this Sean?
You literally found the one person that has nothing to do with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In San Diego, the other guys do an independent wrestling thing called Super Awesome Showdown.
Okay.
And Derek actually like calls the matches and stuff like that. But it's just an independent thing in San Diego where it's pretty fun. But I've never actually been to it. The other guys.
How are you not a part of that? Like, is it a personality or something?
I'm just busy. I don't know. I'm never. I don't know. I'm just. I'm too fierce of an opponent on my own, so I think they're just afraid of me kind of overshadowing everyone. You know, if I go to a wrestling event, they just know like, okay, this guy is the best of the best. There's kind of no. It's not really fair, you know. So I think they just kind of keep me out of it.
We did this. Were you guys a part of Tuesday Night Game Fights?
No,
Rooster
I don't know.
Teeth?
No.
Okay, so it was a show called Tuesday Night Game Fights with Rooster Teeth. It was about a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Was it a year and a half ago?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was around
to
a year
forget
and a
about
half.
that entire time frame. Man, we did Tuesday Night Game Fights, and we were the heels. We took everything we learned from you guys, took everything we learned from doing stage shows,
Oh, yeah?
took everything we learned from Greg Miller, and threw it at an audience that had no clue about anything when it came to wrestling, entertainment,
Yeah.
how to make a show a little bit crazy and interesting. At the end of the show, we actually made it to the championship, ironically,
Oh,
as
okay.
the heels.
Oh, there you
And
go.
I actually talked to their production crew, and they got these big biker guys to throw us out of
Whoa.
the competition. And people in the comments were like, I'm glad that those guys came in and whooped their ass. I hope that was real.
Whoa.
Like there was no part of the majority of that audience that thought that was even fake.
Oh no.
It was awesome, but like nobody was into that.
Well, I wasn't sure
I'm
if we were tone deaf or the audience was tone deaf.
Yeah, I think it
Don't
was.
you hate those moments where you don't know?
Yeah, and it was like, was it us?
Yeah.
So
When we did Let's Play Live at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
But like nobody laughed at our bit in it.
Sure.
But they also like missed every cue that we asked them to do. So
Yeah. That was down at
so
Red
it's
Jack,
that
right?
moment where you go backstage and you go, was that because of the missed cues they didn't laugh, or are we the least funniest thing on earth?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But then you think a little bit more and you go, that's not possible. I can't not be.
yeah,
At least, you know, from my perspective, people at home, you don't know what that feels like. But just for me, we've been doing comedy so long, we're essentially perfect. You can't really,
no.
after
get
so
worse.
long, you can't really make a mistake.
There's
you know what I mean?
there's
So-
nothing about comedians
so
that
it was-
had them get worse over time. Comedians
yeah,
always get better.
They always get better, and I can't think of an example where anyone got worse.
Me
or,
neither.
You know,
Nobody. Dane
Yeah.
Cook still relevant. Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy still knocking him out of
The
the park.
guy who played Kramer, still
Yeah.
very relevant, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Matt Thacker used 100 bits saying Rocco's here. Finally, some good content.
Oh,
See, there you go,
Matt, how dare you.
Ron's Pies, if you're watching, you know you want to, smash that MF like button. Do the kids say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're right on.
Smash
right
that MF Doom.
on. My name is Daddy. Donated 1111. Hop to the pickle bed, saying first in the pickle bed. Who else is with me? Well, thank you so much.
oh.
My name is Daddy.
I thought he was having a stroke just now. I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what that was.
I was.
He's just like, my name is Daddy.
I see several new faces. Let me know if you recognize these names. Nitro Dubs and Dr. Oh, it's Drip Topher.
What's
and
up?
this has been Lucky. Hi guys, hello, welcome to the channel. Do you recognize any of those?
Not as good people.
What about Butter Boys?
Oh, I'm with the Butter Boys. Yeah, me and the Big Belly crew of El Cajon, we hang out with the Butter Boys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got
They
you.
were telling you to dab, Rocco.
Dab, Rocco, dab.
Dad
Oh
before?
yeah. Check this out. Hey, I always do this bit. I go, man, Rocco style.
It's pretty good.
That's where that came from.
Man, that's good.
You know that there's a video that has like 1 billion views that pretty much.
Oh,
What's it? Why didn't? What's the fake throw up bit?
what's that?
Is that like your dab?
Uh-huh.
Listen, the Butter Boys have their own thing. So if you're not on the same page, you're out. You're the I can't believe you're not Butter Boys.
Did we turn the heater on?
No.
Okay. Could you grab a tower fan, please? I'm like sweating my balls off.
Oh man.
I don't know how you are. Like,
know.
I'm usually the hottest one in here.
I mean, not really. Not really the hottest one off. Don't turn the heater on.
No, Craig did have the heater on.
Well,
Oh.
because it was hot. It was cold earlier.
God. Is the heater on? No.
I'm here. I'm here, and I'm bringing the heat.
Beard Zero donated
spitting
$5,
fire.
saying, "Oh yeah, MF Doom drop." I don't know what that means.
I do. But
Rocco,
I'm
I
not
want to
gonna
talk
share
to you.
it.
I want to talk to you about heater stuff.
Okay.
Okay, in the office.
Okay.
If in the Mega 64 office, if 4 people
Mm-hmm.
are uncomfortably hot and one person is freezing cold,
Uh-huh.
do you just let that one person?
Be cold?
Yeah, or no? Do you just let that one person just do whatever they want to the thermostat?
No. No,
Thanks.
that cold person can put a blanket on.
Yeah.
What if that cold person already has a blanket on?
Get another blanket. I
Craig
don't know
Craig
what to tell
has
him.
the coat. It is awesome.
It
like
is.
this
It is
is
the
like
best coat
Chris
I've ever worn.
O'Donnell jumping off a cliff with pickaxes, mountain climbing coat.
Is that a Minecraft thing? What is this?
No, that's vertical limit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
And he still gets cold. He turns on the
Really?
heat. It's 65 degrees outside. He turned on the heater in here.
I never get cold, so I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
I wear shorts. Ironically enough, this is probably one of 3 days in the past year I've worn pants because I didn't know what the weather was going to be like here. But normally I wear shorts, and because I don't care. I just don't get cold.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good quality.
Thank
Well,
you.
Quality though.
Sperm
I went-
Phoenix says it the best, saying
Oh,
you can
yeah.
always add layers. You can't remove them.
Exactly.
Word.
But you can remove them. You just have to be a little more brave.
Brave.
Paul Field says
I-
the four are only uncomfortably hot because they are basking in Craig's magnificence. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that.
I don't know
You're
about
right.
that.
So who is Garukuso? I see he's got a great Japanese name. I believe.
Villainous guy, not a nice guy.
No, okay. Well then,
A lot
the hell outta here.
of bad guys just came into the chat. Very bad
Yeah,
people.
Big
and,
Boss.
Yeah, not good.
Big Boss LW used 100 bits saying, "Rocco, do your Wario impression."
No,
do you have a Wario impression?
no, I don't.
It sounds like you do.
It sounds like you do.
No.
You know he was in 6 Golden Coins.
No.
Yeah, it's accurate. It's true.
Wario was originally a Minecraft character,
Oh yeah.
so I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo Power. I used to read it.
I have another question for you. It's about Mega 64.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you heard of him before.
Yeah.
What is the intro song that you guys used for your?
For Mega 64.
Yeah. The long time ago. What was that called?
Uh,
For the, I'm talking
we
about for the
one of our favorite bands of all time was the Aquabats. It was a band called the Aquabats from California, and they would dress up like these superhero characters. Like the Aquabats were this like team of heroes, and we absolutely loved them. Me and the other Mega 64 guys all met in high school, and we would listen to the Aquabats when we were in like theater class and backstage and stuff. And when we started doing Mega 64 right out of high school, we were like, we should email the Aquabats and see if they could use their music. And we did, and they were like, sure. And so they have a song called Sequence Erase, and it's really catchy. And that was our theme song, and we still use it every now and then.
Yeah,
that's
how
cool.
fun.
Stuff.
Sequence Erase.
And those guys then eventually got their own TV show, the Aquabats Super Show, which was a really good show, and we did segments on it.
Oh,
Really?
cool.
So we, after like a decade or whatever, we ended up working together. So there
Wow.
you go.
How fun.
Convoluted story you didn't ask for.
No, that's actually the exact story I wanted.
Well, there you go.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. So and now because that song fits perfectly.
Thank
for
you.
that.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we
still.
thought so too. So we begged to use it.
Man, they just let you have it.
Yeah,
Wow, that's so nice.
yeah, they're really cool.
So nice
really
little
cool
guys.
guys.
How'd they get a TV show? That's so good.
They have been the Aquabats had been trying to like again they're a band, but they're very visual. Like their stage show, they fight monsters. It's very like almost kind of Japanese. Like like monsters will come out on stage, and during songs they'll fight them, and like they have all kind. It's a whole like multimedia experience. And that's why we liked them. They were more than just a rock band. They had a whole show, and then they were pitching a TV show since the late '90s, and then finally in 2011 or 12,
Oh my god.
they got picked up on the Hub network, the same network that had My Little Pony. So they had some bucks after that hit, you know, and they got picked up for a show on there. And something that the Aquabats did during their show. Sorry, we're going in a deep dive now.
No, it's great. I
Something
love
the Aquabats would do in their concerts where they would have a commercial break. So they would do like, oh, okay, all right, we're gonna do this song. Oh no, Dr. Space Mummy. Oh no, and then it would go dark, and a screen in the back would go, well, the Aquabats will be right back, and they'd have a fake toy commercial or something. And those were so influential to us doing Mega 64 because we went to their concerts in high school. So when we started doing Mega 64, it was like, oh, let's do something like that. Let's make fake game commercials and
Yeah.
And yeah, those were a huge inspiration to us. And so once the Aquabats got picked up for their TV show on cable, they said, hey, we want to do fake toy commercials in our TV show. And they asked us to do them. They were like, would you guys want to do that? Those feel like Mega 64 videos. And it was weird to us because it's like, well, yeah, our Mega 64 videos were based on your fake toy commercials from your concerts a decade ago.
Sure.
You know, so it was a whole weird roundabout thing.
Yeah, reciprocal, yeah.
But we did them for that TV show. Most of the fake commercial, if you ever see the Aquabats TV show, they'll have a fake toy commercial. Most of the time, it's one we did.
That's funny.
So we did one called Meal-a-Rang, which is like kids want to eat like it's time to eat dinner, but kids don't want to stop playing. So there's a heat-seeking like missile that delivers dinner to kids, and it just hits them with like stuffing and mashed potatoes and dumb. And then Handy Gel was one where if your hands dried up playing ball, it would make your. But like the joke is like their hands are dripping with gel and like I don't know, it's dumb. But anyway, we did those. Oh, mummy spray. It keeps mummies away.
Because that's a huge issue, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody's
So-
got the mummy problems.
So
crazy.
we did those. Yeah, that was a few years. That was a few years ago. The Hub is not a channel anymore. They were owned by like Discovery and now
Yeah.
whatever. But the Aquabats did a Kickstarter to bring their show back, and it got funded. Like they're going to be bringing the show back. and
Really?
we're doing stuff for it. So
Wow, that's crazy.
there it is. You got a big Aquabats info dump right
Yeah.
there.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I want to. Yes. What? No. Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
Drip Topher used 100 bits saying, Rocco, can you whip out the Waspinator?
Oh, okay. The Wario thing, I don't know what that was, but I do a killer Waspinator. It's not even an impression. It's an exact replica of the original voice. Who here, show of hands, big Waspinator fans? Okay.
Sorry.
You guys are going to be blown away by this.
Okay.
Check
Oh,
this
yeah.
out. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Give me a second.
You want me to kill the music?
Waspinator terrorize.
Wait a minute. Is that from Beast Wars?
Yeah.
I know who it is now. Yeah, that's pretty
There you
good.
go, dude.
I
It's
got
so
you.
good. This guy had no memories of that
Yeah.
show, and suddenly...
Yeah.
It just hit me. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And now he
Wow.
understands.
Oh, I'm sorry, master. And then we're not done. Check it out. Dinobot. Dinobot. Terrorize. Okay.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Megatron. Hold on. Megatron. How long is this stream?
2
As
hours.
long as
2
you-
I wanna
hours.
Make sure. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I have enough time. Okay. Optimus Primal. Yes. Okay, that was Megatron. Now, Rat Trap. Ready? Hey, Rat Trap, maximize. Okay, hold on.
Keep them going.
Inferno. Was that his name? The Fire Ant.
Yeah.
Chat, was the name of the Fire Ant guy Inferno? It's been a long time
I'm
since
looking
I
at it
watched
right now, just waiting.
Okay. Was his name Inferno? I need confirmation before I say a single word. Hold on. Okay, I got
They're
a yes.
saying yes.
Okay. For the royalty! Thank you.
Man, you're on fire, man.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Knock
Well,
'em all
Fire
out.
Ant, you know. I'm just playing with you guys, but I'm just playing. And then, that's all I got.
Wow, that was great.
That's great, man.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Took courage. And I
Who's a
like-
better person? After that.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
after that.
Depth charge.
Okay.
Raw energon through your twisted spark.
Man, that,
I think I got cuts on my body from all that metal moving.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Raw, man. That was great. Love that.
This is Beast Wars chat. Whatever Beast Wars questions you have, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you got a question about the Ark, if you have a question about...
I would like to know some things.
Yeah.
What about the
Okay.
Matrix?
How does Beast Wars fall into the rest of the lore?
Okay, so where it fits in the Transformers canon. Now, here's the thing: is I was never a huge Transformers fan. Like I had some of the toys growing up. Okay, whatever. But what really captivated me about Beast Wars was that it did insane and miraculous things with the continuity. And I thought for a show that didn't need to alter the continuity, it was pretty impressive what it did. So the entirety of Beast Wars, you think they're in like some prehistoric planet, whatever, but they're transforming and okay, whatever. Who knows what planet this is? However, there's an episode where they blow open a volcanic area and they find the Ark, which is the ship that the original Transformers landed on in prehistoric times, and they sat there dormant until modern times when they woke up in the original series. So we find out that the Beast Wars Transformers have actually gone back in time. We didn't know that until that point, but they find the old original Transformers dormant in this volcanic area. So what happens? What do they do? Megatron has this idea. Look, if I blow open Optimus Prime, the original Optimus Prime, if I like blow open his chest and like kill his spark, time's gonna be all screwed up because it's Optimus Primal and all these other good guys will never exist.
I see.
So he does that, and then they gotta like mess with time and space and all that stuff, and it gets crazy.
So you're a fan of
just Beast Wars.
That's
Transformers before, I don't care. Transformers after, definitely don't care. Those movies suck. I'm waiting. Give me a Beast Wars movie. Forget this Bumblebee stuff. Forget this
Bumblebee is so
Michael
good, though.
Bay, yada, yada, yada. Give me Beast Wars. And give it a good director. Okay, Michael Bay can do... he can do... Hey, Bad Boy... Didn't you do Bad Boys?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm a Bad Boys fan. I'm a Pain and Gain fan.
Did The Rock.
Yeah, but... Yeah, but... And that's all good. But enough with him and not Star Wars. Transformers.
I just want to
Get a good
Michael
director.
Bay.
P.T. Anderson, have him do the new Beast Wars movie.
The guy who made Bumblebee made Kubo
Yep.
and Two Strings.
Yeah, but none of those are good. But check out P.T. Anderson, he Boogie Nights.
Body Mike said, "Hi, Rocco. First-time caller, long-time listener. In Season 1, Episode 6, we see Inferno casually pick something up with his right hand, whereas in every other episode he uses his left hand. Are we led to believe that he is ambidextrous, or is this just an animation continuing?
Study fire ants.
What?
I mean, there's no point in me explaining to a simpleton,
Yeah.
study what a fire ant
Any
does.
explanation you'd have would go over their head.
Yeah, so it doesn't even make sense for me to respond to that.
I got you.
Interplace donated $2 saying, loving Rocco on today. Remember taking a video of him telling the secret to Mega 64 success, one anime expo, and loved it. Also love his love of Evangelion. That's something that needs to be explained because I have no idea what happens in that show.
Okay, Evangelion.
I don't even know
we're
what the
gonna-
hell
we're
is.
gonna explain
It's
it
an anime.
point by point.
Okay, first of all, what's Evangelion?
Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion was a 26-episode anime series that aired in Japan in 1995.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it really 95?
It was 95. That show is 24 years old.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
Ron's Pies in the chat is freaking out that I do just open the floodgates. But you know what, Ron's Pies? You're going to have your mind blown. Okay. It was a 26-episode series about young pilots that were chosen to commandeer robots called Evangelions that are the only force that can be used against these beings that have come to the Earth called angels that are destroying our city, Tokyo 3.
Grayson, have you seen this shit?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. My brother was a huge fan of it. That's why I like for him to explain.
It is, I'm going to say, one of the top 5 best shows ever.
26
Yeah.
episodes,
It's-
self-contained in a single
Hold on.
series. That's
No.
what you're saying?
Well, wait, here's the catch.
Okay.
26 episodes. It has maybe the most controversial. Now here's the thing. Evangelion was one of those shows that had, a lot of philosophical stuff in it, but it had a very deep lore, very like Lost before Lost, where it was like, oh, a lot of mystery, like, what does this mean? Where did this come from? That kind of stuff. And it has one of the most controversial endings.
That's what I
ever.
wanted to get to, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that without upsetting people?
Without spoiling anything, the ending really is very cerebral and internal and weird and artistic versus, fans who watched it, they wanted a more concrete, like, sci-fi ending.
I got you.
But the ending goes whoa, 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 whoa. We're not even going to talk about that stuff. We're going to get into the mind. And a lot of people were very upset about that. People were sending death threats. People were, going crazy.
And 95.
So this is way back then. So
Was the American market more pissed off than the Japanese market?
American market didn't get it for years later.
wanna
Because
say-
nowadays we get the stuff at the same time, but back then it was.
I
so
wanna
these
say-
were Japanese people were really mad about.
I want to say that like Americans, like I don't remember watching it till like 02, 03 maybe.
I think I had the DVDs in like 2001.
I know it was around there. I want to say that my brother had like a VHS of it.
Yeah, those came, but again, it was
Yeah.
probably like a
Yeah.
few years later.
Yeah.
But so the ending was super controversial. Everyone was just like, "What? You didn't answer this. You didn't do that. You didn't do this." Okay, so then the creator of the show announced, "All right, there's going to be a movie," and then a movie came out in '97 called End of Evangelion, and it was to be the true ending, and it is, no joke, probably my favorite animated movie ever because of its sheer. I better keep it clean.
Good. No, you're fine.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Can we speak freely on
Go
here?
ahead.
Yeah.
Tear it up.
Fucked upness. It's just a fucked up fever dream nightmare.
Is it a middle finger to
And
everybody that was mad about how?
Well, that's what's so beautifully done about it is the movie actually is an incredibly beautiful, well done movie, and it actually does show all of this stuff that people wanted to see and goes further than the show. The show ending is actually a pretty beautiful ending on its own. It's good on its own if you can accept it for what it is. But the movie just went that much deeper and further. So it's actually a fantastic movie, but it has a thin layer of fuck you over it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about it.
I got you.
Is it answers and shows all these things, but then gives you an extra couple middle fingers on top of it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
It's so well done. There's even a point in the movie goes so psychotic at a couple points that there's parts where there are insane things happening and there's flashes of light, and if you pause it, it's death threat emails that the creator got in the, it just goes off the deep end.
That's pretty sick.
It's amazing. So it's all coming to Netflix in a few months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
I
got
guess
the
they
rights
put
to
that
it.
on there because they just put Baki on there too.
Are these
Baki
long
dropped
episodes?
on there.
What's the runtime
No,
on
they're
them?
22 minutes.
Oh,
or
really?
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely, whether you like it or not, it's definitely an iconic and important show in the zeitgeist or whatever, and it's worth watching.
I'm pretty sure you've seen a meme of it at some point, Sean. Like the guy with his hands like this and the glasses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that dude. That's
from
Gendo
Evangelion.
Ikari.
Yeah, that's from
He's like that. I'm
Evangelion.
going to do my Gendo Ikari impression.
Yep, that right there.
Bondeska. Chotomate.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a pretty good impression.
he's got. So was that like the first anime you really got into?
No, no. I think the first one I got. What was the first one I got into? I mean, it's probably cliche to say Dragon Ball.
Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, that's where a lot of people started, to be honest.
It is.
And just because
And I mean, that pretty much opens up the gate, though. You know.
I think the first anime I saw, period, was, I think Cartoon Network aired in the middle of the night, Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah,
And that was like,
I love that movie.
that was the introduction to just like, wait, what? No, you know what? Actually, the first one I actually legitimately saw was Robot Carnival, which was a collection of 9 different shorts about robots by different directors, and I could not follow it because I didn't understand it was 9 different shorts unrelated to each other. So when I saw it, like, oh, this is Japanese animation. This is what it is. And I watched it and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's not following a story. What is this? But then I saw Vampire Hunter D and it was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like.
I remember I watched Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll were the first
Yeah,
two
everybody
that I
saw
watched.
Ninja Scroll.
And I
Yeah.
remember as a kid watching Ninja Scroll, I was like, I should not be watching this at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But those were the first two that really kind of opened up the gates for me.
Yeah.
And then I started getting into like mech anime and started watching all the Gundam series and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think in terms of a series, it was definitely, I saw the original Dragon Ball and I was like, what is this? It's kind of weird. And then at that time, I was playing Chrono Trigger on Super Nintendo, and then I read a Nintendo Power issue where they were like, yeah, this is all the art in this game is done by the creator of Dragon Ball, and I was like, wait, what? they're the same guy, and then I would watch them both, and it's like, how did I not know this? They all have spiky hair, like of course. And then Dragon Ball Z aired later. I feel like I'm the only one I know that's actually saw the original Dragon Ball before Z. And then when Z came, it was just like, whoa,
I
this is
remember
intense.
one of the local stations would air Dragon Ball at like 4 a.m. or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I think for us it was like 6
And I
a.m.
remember I had watched Dragon Ball Z, and then I saw this show. I was like, man, that looked like Krillin. And then it
Yeah.
turned out that's whenever I found out, okay, this is where it all started at.
Yeah.
So I went back, and then the set that I had was like, they said it was the movie, but it was like the first 6 episodes put together as like one.
Yeah.
So that's how I first got started.
I
into
remember
Dragon
that.
Ball.
Yeah.
That weird. That was so weird as a kid because you don't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't even know like have the internet at that time to
Yeah.
understand because you get like the movie at the library.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Yeah.
okay, this is weird. Does this? Did you ever have VHSs of like really old shows that were like?
Oh yeah.
I had 2 Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare.
I had
Love
2
Yeah.
Bucky O'Hare VHSs,
Yeah.
and they were just like 3 random episodes, not in any order, and
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, the home video situation used to really suck. Like, VHSs would throw random episodes on. I remember, because I was a huge, still today, one of my favorite shows, one of the most inspirational shows for my career was the original Power Rangers, because that show blew my mind as a kid. Not only because I liked it, it was like, okay, fun to watch, but also that show edited a Japanese show together with American footage, and it almost like taught me about editing. You know what I mean? Like I would watch it and I could tell the difference between the film quality.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would go, whoa, they made it through editing. They made it look like this Megazord punched that monster, even though they're not in the same shot.
Yeah.
So that blew my mind as a kid. But anyway, I would get VHSs of that, and yeah, they would put random episodes on a tape, and it would be like, these aren't even in order. There's a continuity in this show, and they're not even paying attention to it. But then DVD came along, and things got a little better. But I remember when anime would be put on DVD, it was kind of a ripoff. I don't know if you guys
Well, the
ever had that.
subtitles were usually like
Yeah.
butchered.
Usually pretty bad, but also like, okay, Fooly Cooly came out on DVD. Yeah, you could, it's 6 episodes. You could put that all on one DVD. Nope, they sold it 2 episodes per DVD, 3 DVDs, and each one was $30. And it was like,
Yep.
really?
I
Like,
remember that. They did the same thing for Akira for a while. To get that on DVD, it was like $50 or $60 for a while.
yeah, it was just for a while they would like hose people.
And now you can get it on Blu-ray for like $20.
Yeah. And with
then-
Amazon
yeah.
and shit like that, it's
Remember-
just
yeah.
it's so easy to get
Fist
stuff.
of the North Star was that way. Record of Lotus War was that way.
Yeah.
And you got like 2 episodes on VHS with that.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I actually feel like it was Funimation was kind of the first to come in and be like, all right, here's a box set. It's got, here's a Dragon Ball Z set. It's 35 episodes and it's $30. Bam.
Yeah.
I feel like they were the first one to like, because I feel like all it did when it was just like 2 episodes per set, all it did was encourage piracy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it was just like, that's so anti-consumer that it's just like, okay, well, dude, I'm downloading this. It's like you gotta meet them halfway.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you remember what it was like to see a Dragon Ball action figure for the first time in person?
I do.
Yeah.
Because I'd never imported them, but one time they just showed up in Walmart, and I was just like, for me?
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, it was just it was such like an affirmation of the secret club you thought you were in.
Yeah.
I remember being shocked when other people knew who Piccolo was. So
Yeah.
You actually
Yeah.
know this character?
Because I don't know how wide it was in Cali. Where are you from?
San Diego, California. Yeah.
Because we're from the country. We had 6,000 people
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
our town,
Yeah.
like in the country. Like
Yeah.
it is 40 minutes to the closest movie theater. And so to see Dragon Ball in person, it was like,
yeah.
oh, how did this get here?
Yeah.
It was wild.
We had a lot of, for me, the first time I ever saw that kind of stuff was we had a lot of comic shops that would have like import stuff.
Yeah, word.
And when I would, and then I remember in like 98 or 99, going to one of them and they had like all the Bandai, like import Dragon Ball figures.
The
and
ones that would shoot like the balls out of their hands.
Well,
and
it wasn't.
stuff.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even that. It was like just the Bandai, like they were like super. What are they called them? Like Super Battle, something. They were all part of some set.
Were they stiff?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean,
Yeah, they because the ones I had, like you moved their arms.
Yeah,
you
that
couldn't
was
move
it.
their legs.
Yeah, totally.
It was
that's
yeah.
how mine were.
you take it out of the package and it's like, this can't do anything that
Yeah.
Goku does.
But it was kind of mind blowing because they had all the characters I knew, but then there were ones I didn't. I was like, who is Cell?
Who is Bro? I bought a Broly the second I saw
Oh,
it,
really?
and I was like, I don't know who this is, but
Yeah.
all right.
I remember
Yeah.
being really confused by Boo and then the androids. Those are the ones
Yeah,
I like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
There's androids now
Yeah,
too?
yeah. It was just
Who's this pink guy? Why has he got an
Yeah.
M on his head?
Majin Buu was there. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
No idea.
Before we get on our next topic, we got 3 donations I want to read out. Interplace donated $2. No, I already read that one.
Oh.
Autobot actually donated $1 though, saying, Rocco, I stole my boyfriend's Mega 64 hoodie, and I just want to say thanks for the comfy merchandise. Love y'all.
Oh.
Buy your
You
own
should-
Autobot.
yeah, buy
Ashley.
your own. Why not? What's up? What's up? We got more. Actually,
Guys-
no, I think they're sold out. So.
Geisbach donated $1, saying, sup, big boys and big girls. Much love from Germany. Thank you so much.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? How do you say that in German? What's up?
What's
You
up?
nailed it.
Man,
Right there.
really
Right then and
incredible.
there. Man, I had no idea that you knew that much about anime, though, Rocco. That's
Yeah. I mean, but only like it's like Evangelion, Dragon Ball. These are things people heard. People sometimes will walk up and, hey, what are your thoughts on Record of Lodos War? And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
can't.
I know a lot more about older anime than I do new stuff.
Yeah, definitely,
Like, I'm
definitely.
completely, whenever people bring up, like, My Hero Academia and stuff like that, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, specifically with that show, I own it. I have the box set, and I have not watched it.
Yeah. I hear really good things
Yeah,
about
me
it, but I
too.
think the last anime that I truly got into was probably Trigun. That's the
Oh,
last one that I
wow.
really, really got into.
I watch them every. I've never been like a person that I gotta watch anime every season or anything. I watch the ones that I hear a big thing about. So that's why I want to see Academia next. But the last one that I really truly loved was probably 2007 was Gurren Lagann. That show I loved. That
I'm
show
not
was
familiar
incredible.
with that one at all.
It was by Gainax, who did Evangelion,
Uh-huh.
but it was another kind of like giant robot show.
Uh-huh.
But it starts off real like wacky, kind of like Pokemon-ish, almost like, we're just a couple of wacky guys walking around the world trying to find whatever. And it just the turns that it goes through, and how kind of like rough it gets in that show. It was really incredible. I don't know how else to describe it. It's about mankind's quest to go beyond and then beyond and then beyond. I don't know how else to describe it. It was a really good show. But it goes from, somebody in the chat said it goes from 0 to
Yeah.
100
I just read
quick.
that too.
And that's the most I could say about it. Great show.
I remember there was another show that I had watched. My brother had bought this one too. It's called Gantz. I remember watching that.
I don't know
was
anything
like,
about that one.
Good
but,
God. Like, I watched one episode and they were
Yeah.
going after this, like, onion family or something like that.
Yeah.
It was super graphic.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I liked Gurren Lagann, but a more recent one is I really liked Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I really
a lot
liked
of
it.
people talk about that
Yeah,
one.
I
too.
enjoy the hell out of that show, so I shouldn't say that.
That's on Netflix as well, isn't it? Is
It-
Attack on Titan on Netflix?
It did at one point. They got season 1. I don't know since then because I watch it on Funimation now.
Oh, okay.
Sponsor no, but I do. I have friends there. Hey, what's up, Funimation guys? I'm gonna see how many times I can hit the mic while I'm talking.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We
No,
we
it's
have
all good.
lavs, but we can't get them to work right. So
Okay. I've been there, definitely. I've been there. But yeah, Attack on Titan's good. There was another. I feel like there was another show I just watched. People really liked Devilman Crybaby. That was a Netflix thing.
Never. I've heard of Devilman, but I've never heard of.
Yeah, it was kind of a retelling of the original Devilman,
Okay.
but in an all new animation. It looked visually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. It started really strong and ended really strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt, it was like 8 or 10 episodes. I don't remember, and all the ones in the middle, I was kind of like, what are we doing?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Devilman Crybaby right now. Another thing that was brought up by Black Vial was Goblin Slayer. That's something
Yeah, I've
that-
heard about that. I
Yeah,
have not seen it.
Parker, the guy who's here with us, he watches a lot of that, and he is telling me that it's a really good show that I need to check out. But
Yeah.
it's really hard to get into newer animes right now. It's just there's not many out there that have that same drive to like pull me in.
Yeah.
Castlevania, yeah, I did watch Castlevania.
Yeah,
but-
that was better than it should have been.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
like
100%.
you hear, oh, they're doing a Castlevania animated series. Okay, you can almost picture what it is in your head, but it was actually like, okay, that was good.
Well, they
That
really
was
put
cool.
their time into that one. It's
Yeah.
not like I remember whenever the Devil May Cry anime first came out, that first one that they did a long time
Oh,
ago.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that exactly.
Oh, duh. Also, I forgot. I mean, I guess it's kind of like not fair to say this, but Dragon Ball Super aired. Oh, that just
Yeah.
stopped like last March, and I finally caught up to that, and that was awesome. So-
I think I'm like episode 12 or something right now.
Oh, okay.
Somebody told me to go and watch the first 2 movies.
Okay.
and then come back to it.
Yeah, the first like 28 episodes or so of Dragon Ball Super they kind of just retell the 2 movies that had just come
that's
out.
what I've heard.
Yeah, so I have a lot of friends who lost interest in it because it's like, okay, I've already seen this. So I don't know why they did that. That was kind of a weird idea. But the 2 arcs that come after that stuff are great. There's like a whole future Trunks thing and the universe survival arc after that are really good. And I loved it personally. But supposedly they say there's going to be more episodes. We'll see.
I was just reading that too. I didn't even watch the next season of Castlevania. I need to go and check that out, actually.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I want to see how far they actually take that show.
Yeah.
Verkus Game says, rumor is Castlevania team is trying to get Berserk.
Oh, okay.
That show is raw.
I've always wanted to get into that.
I know.
Man,
Yeah, I never
that
saw
show is dark.
Yeah, that's what my brother was just telling me about it about a day ago. He's like, "Do you ever see Berserk?" No. Dude, that's fucked up.
It is
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems, I don't know. That's what interests me about it. But every time I look into it, it's like, it's not finished. They're still working on stuff.
Yeah.
That show got canceled before they can finish it. And like, I can't, I have to see something. If I see something, I have to finish
Paul
it.
Fields brings up Samurai Champloo, which is also a really good series. I don't think they ever finished that one either, though.
Yeah, I thought they did.
I thought the ending was never filmed. I might be wrong on that one though, because I know
I have the box set, so they ended somewhere. I don't know.
I could have sworn that show never got finished, but I'm probably wrong on that one.
I thought that was good, but it didn't top Cowboy Bebop.
Oh no,
The previous.
it's got a really good soundtrack. Though.
Yeah.
God, that series got a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay, it was finished. All right, yeah.
There you
My
go.
bad. I just haven't finished the last episode then.
Cowboy Bebop was good, but let's be real. That live action Netflix one is going to probably be better.
Who's even behind that?
The best people,
J.J. Abrams?
talented people.
Man, that'd
Unlike
be
the
awesome.
cartoon.
I feel really bad that I didn't get to finish our Champloo now because I
Dude,
thought
the
that
ending
was
is
never
so crazy too. They go nuts.
I got to go pick up
They,
that last part.
kick butts and
Oh yeah, there's butt kicking
yeah,
in
they
it.
kick butts. And
That's
they,
all I need.
They go psycho.
So did you have like a family member introduce you to anime, or
Nope.
was it just kind of one of those
That was just
things
me.
you just ran into?
That was just me watching Cartoon Network in the middle of the night, just like, whoa, what is this? Honestly, my family all played video games.
Mhm.
Like my mom.
I'm the same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my
How
mom.
funny.
She got me into. My mom's favorite game is actually Diablo, and
Oh,
she
no
was,
kidding.
Yeah, that's my mom's favorite game, and she
That's
used
so
to play
funny.
like the D&D games on Nintendo and Final Fantasy and stuff like
Wow.
that. So she got me into video gaming.
Yeah,
as well.
and that's funny. That's how my mom played. Yeah, it was Final Fantasy, and my mom played a lot of the like Japanese RPGs.
Yeah.
like Dragon Warrior at the time. And so I already was kind of predisposed to Japanese stuff through that. Like some of the games she was playing, I would see like the art by like Yoshitaka Amano and just be like, whoa, what is all this? Like, so I was already kind of exposed to that. And again, once I saw Vampire Hunter D, that was the same artist that did a lot of that Final Fantasy
Yeah.
artwork. So it was just like, whoa. It was all kind of culture shock at the same time. But in terms of anime itself, though, I just stumbled upon that.
Did you ever watch the Vampire Hunter D sequel that they came out with?
Yeah, Bloodlust. Yeah. I remember. I mean, it's been like 15
Yeah,
years, but
you're the same way I was.
I think I liked it.
I remember it was the 2 movies, and then I got the PlayStation game because actually my
yeah.
sister got it, but I
Yeah.
wanted to play it. So I just remember being very disappointed in the PlayStation game.
Yeah. I think that whoever developed that game, this is some insider info
I
that
wanna
a
say
lot of people,
Sammy did that.
a lot of people out there don't know what I'm about to say. So I'm about to drop a game industry bomb. But the developer of the Vampire Hunter D game was supposed to develop a Beetleborgs game.
Are you
And it
serious?
never happened because the Vampire Hunter D game didn't go so well. Yeah.
Jellicoe.
Is that what it was?
Yep. The producer was Jellicoe.
Okay. Well, there you go. But we didn't get that Beetleborgs game. I'm sorry,
It's a
everybody.
shame.
It would have been really
Thanks,
good.
Vampire Hunter D game.
Yeah.
I ruined
We
everything.
could have had digital flabber.
I know. Jay Leno.
Yeah. You guys were huge Beetleborgs fans?
Oh, yeah. The best.
Hell yeah.
God, Beetleborgs was...
Uh,
That's a big part of my childhood.
some
though.
of those shows hold up and some don't.
Mhm.
Like old Power Rangers. I watch it now. It's funny, but I can still watch it, and it's still like a good time.
I think the hardest season for me with Power Rangers is like Zeo. Like that's when it gets hard for me to watch.
Oh, I'm an unabashed Zeo fanboy. I love Zeo.
Oh yeah.
Here's the rankings. Ready? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, classic. Season 2 dipped because they had the like problem where like a few Rangers were leaving, like
that's
actors
not the
were
ninjas,
leaving.
is it?
No. Season 3 was when the ninja stuff showed up.
Yeah.
That is my favorite season because it was so off the deep end because they were editing stuff together from so many different shows at that point that there is no logical it is so gonzo during that series. The monsters were from a show where they were fighting like yokai and then they're ninja. It just is off the wall.
Yeah.
I loved it. Some people didn't. Whatever. Once it became Zeo, there's some really good continuity and some good stories there. I really loved it. Turbo had Power Rangers Turbo. They get the power of cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's dope.
Some of the worst episodes ever made are in the first half of Turbo. But here's what they did. They replaced the entire cast in that season. Like all these Rangers that had been on since the beginning or whatever left during the second half. They all got replaced.
Tommy, right?
Tommy was replaced. That was the end of Tommy in that show. And they got rid of everybody, so it was a whole new team. There was an episode called "Passing the Torch," where a whole new team took over because they wanted to get into the cycle of like a new cast every season, and that's where it started. And once that new cast came in, the rest of Turbo kicks ass because it starts. This is where, to me, Power Rangers is at its best, is when it is super stupid and ridiculous, but they take it really seriously. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, what are we going to do about this evil pizza monster? I don't know. One of us is going to have to sacrifice the Megazord. We can't, but his evil pizzas will hit. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, but they take it seriously. And second half of Turbo is the peak of that. And then Turbo led into Power Rangers in Space, which some argue is the best season of the whole
I do like that season
show.
a lot because that's the one that had the Ninja Turtle crossover, right? Which is, it's not good, but I remember that season so much.
But
that was the last
season,
one I got into.
That had a ton of continuity stuff. Like all these things from past seasons all kind of started to come back and intermix. It was really cool.
Really good season.
And then after that ended, it was kind of a different era. I did like the one after that, Lost Galaxy. I enjoyed that. But then that was started the beginning of the end of my fan.
I want to say that was like the first Power Ranger season to actually kill one of the Rangers. Was in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, the Pink
Ranger gets like blown up.
Yeah. The actress who played the Pink Ranger got really sick. Like it was like leukemia or something. All of a sudden, halfway through the season.
Good Lord.
And it was like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And so they wrote her out, and but she beat it. So that actress beat it, and she's still going to like events and stuff. So good for her.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they in the show, the Pink Ranger legitimately like didn't survive, and but this was what was great is they started to bring some of the continuity stuff back into it, and like the woman that was the evil queen in Power Rangers in Space, they found her and she had like turned good.
Yeah,
and they had her be the Pink Ranger from that point on. It was really like cool, like. That was a good series, but then after that I was like kind of getting too old for it. You know, I think after that it stopped being about the continuity of the show and it started becoming like kind of all plot.
Yeah,
like the one after that was Lightspeed Rescue, and it was like the government has created Power Rangers to rescue people. It just got too like insider, like, you know what I mean? It like it took itself really seriously and didn't want to be.
They
cheesy.
Didn't have fun with it anymore.
Yeah, and I just felt like no. This is cheesy. Be cheesy. Who cares? Like, fight an evil pizza monster and laugh about it.
Yeah.
But it got real serious, and I stopped caring. A lot of people's favorite was the one after that, Power Rangers Time Force.
Is that the one with the, one of them had like a Ninja Ranger that had a baseball bat. I can't remember which one that one was, though.
Oh, Ninja Storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
But that was later, and that was after they moved the show to New Zealand. They started filming it there. But I was done by that point. It's just not. It was just too much plot and not enough cheesy editing stuff.
Yeah.
Valkyrie Whitney is asking, "Who's your friend?" This is Rocco. Rocco's from Mega 64. You want to tell him a little bit about Mega 64? Rocco?
Mega 64 is How long have you guys all been doing? I want to know, how long has Craig been doing stuff? Hasn't he been doing stuff like
2008?
2008.
Was it?
Okay.
I thought it was 07.
I thought it was almost as long as us, but
Yeah.
guess what? We got them beat. Mega
Yeah.
64, my show. Enough about them. My show has been around since 2003. So even like a few years before YouTube,
Yep.
we were doing comedy videos. A lot of them were like, we would take like a thing that we found awkward about a certain video game and we would do it out in public to see how real people would react to it.
I actually remember the first video I ever saw of y'all's was the Shenmue video.
Oh,
with the
okay.
Lucky Hit.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah,
'cause I was a huge Shenmue fan. And
I think
found
the first
that
one
video.
awesome.
I ever saw. I think the first one I ever saw was in 2007 when you released an Assassin's Creed video.
Yeah. That was 2008, I think.
Okay.
I-
I remember
maybe I'm wrong.
exactly.
Maybe
I was
I'm wrong.
living on Shiloh Road in Tyler, Texas. I remember
Oh,
I had
okay.
an apartment without any furniture in it, and I was in the dining room floor on Game Trailers, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I was like crying, laughing, and stuff. Because you are just making fun of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, yeah. That was a case where when we played the original Assassin's Creed, we noticed that when he would go through crowds of people, he would like awkwardly touch them.
Yeah.
So that was just like what we were doing. Is like we would go through crowds, just kind of like as awkward as he would, to see what people would do. And so a lot of that's how we got our start. But we did a lot of other kind of videos too. We would try to do ones that were a little more cinematic or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then recently we've done a couple videos where we did. We're all huge Dragon Ball fans. Obviously, we were talking about
those
that.
episodes are so good.
So we did a video a few years back where it was like we tried to recreate, like the new Frieza movie was coming out, and we were like, oh, let's recap the Frieza saga in 5 minutes, and we'll make it all like out of homemade stuff.
Yeah.
And we did that, and man, the response to that was insane. It was one of our most popular videos ever. So then we did the Cell saga just this last summer, and that was a pretty big thing too for us. So
No,
I
I
watched
just-
them back to back. Like I think last month I watched both.
Now,
of
when
them
y'all,
back to back.
when
Yeah,
y'all,
they're so
I want you to
fun.
know, when y'all posted the first DBZ video, it was like an event in the office.
yeah.
Nick was like, "Guys, Mega 64 just posted their new video, and it's a recap of all the DBZ stuff. Come watch." And like,
that's awesome.
I mean, you got 10 people coming to the computer, and we're just laughing our ass off. Craig doesn't know anything about Dragon Ball. He gets every reference because you hit like all
Yeah.
the main points, and it's
Oh, wow.
so funny. Like,
awesome. Well, thank you.
and
Thank you.
is-
Yeah, we try.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think regardless of what the kinds of videos that we do, like we always try to. We like to be, we're all like, we like filmmaking, we like making stuff, and we try to, we try to, we like being creative, but we also, I think, appreciate doing stuff from a DIY level, where it's kind of like, yeah, if we're doing Dragon Ball Z, let's make it all homemade. Let's,
Yeah.
and embrace that kind of like do-it-yourselfness.
I mean, down to your font. You guys will use like I don't. A lot of people probably don't know this, but like I realize the humor in using like. I hope it's humor. I'm sorry if I'm disrespecting. But like when you guys use like bad generic fonts for like really important things sometimes.
Sure.
And it's like,
well, like what I'm trying to think of an example.
well, like especially like in like your promo videos you used to cut with us and everything. You guys would just use like.
oh,
You guys would use like Times New Roman for like
Yeah.
really important like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
apocalypse, and it's just like
yeah.
in, like-
I think we're really influenced by, especially with stuff like that, we're influenced by the worst of YouTube.
exactly yeah.
I'm really glad. Honestly, that legitimately, that's really flattering. You noticed like the font stuff and just little things like that, because we try to do that. You'll turn on YouTube at any given moment and you'll find a video. This comedian destroys feminist in this. At
Yeah.
this show, and they'll use these terrible fonts because it's someone who doesn't know anything about editing, just
Exactly.
using
yeah.
a bad editing program to try to make some controversial video.
Yeah.
And I love absorbing all those bad techniques and putting them in our own stuff.
Yeah, and like, it's funny because I know that you guys are. It's like I know you guys are more talented than to use the assets you're using, but it's ultra talented to intentionally like use assets like
Oh,
that
thank you.
to mock
Thank you.
like how other people are.
Thank you.
I hope you understand what I'm saying.
No, I know
here.
what you're saying. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I know what you're saying.
Like
I appreciate it.
That's what makes me laugh the most when it's like it's like something really important happened, and instead it's just, you got this awesome vacuum cleaner attached to like Cell's nose and stuff.
Well, I appreciate that because honestly, from my end, it's always good to hear from someone who can perceive that level of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it sounds whatever, but like, when we do something like that, it's like we know we could do this big cinematic thing or make this look good, but we don't. Well, like, it's like,
is it gonna make people laugh or not?
Let's do something. We did a 10th anniversary special called Sequence Erase, and it was meant to be kind of a more cinematic thing for us. But then like, there's a part where I pick up the villain to throw him off a cliff, and it is clearly a dummy. And I pick him up and throw him off. I mean, it's the ugliest, worst shot, but it's intentionally like it's supposed to be dramatic, and then here's the world's worst taped together dummy. And some people don't see that layer, and they'll see that, and we'll get comments that are like, these guys have been doing this for 15 years, and they still don't know how to make a good prop.
Yeah, and it's like,
man.
It's like, fuck you. This is the reason they've been doing it for 15 years. Like because that's funny,
Oh man. So anyway, but I don't mind either of those comments. They make me laugh either.
Creatively, does that make you kind of second guess yourself a little bit? You don't have to answer that. I'm just curious. Is it like,
no?
Oh no, maybe we should start doing like.
No, I mean sometimes. No, I mean. Well, I mean, just the nature of being creative. I think if you're a real artist, you're second guessing everything anyway.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But no, we do what we want.
Exactly.
So, yeah. As long as you stick to that.
Yeah.
You'll always be happy. I don't know. That's sappy, but.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat pointed this out, and it's true, and a lot of people didn't realize this, but in the Cell Saga video that we did, Android 17 and 18, Mariel Cartwright, known her forever, couldn't get her last name right. The most easiest name ever was Cartwright, and I couldn't pronounce it. Mariel and Tyson, they were both, are like two of the most like, this is another layer of humor in that video some people may have missed, are both like fantastic artists. Tyson directed the intro to Sonic Mania.
Really?
Like that incredible animation, like
good.
He directed that. All those animated shorts that have come out, like that dude is behind those. And yet we have him in our video not using his talent whatsoever. He's Android 16 going, nature, I love nature. Yeah. So we love to waste good cameos. Like we don't, and as other people know too, like we've had other game industry people in our videos, not doing anything. We've had, we'll have Cliff Blazinski in a video and we hit a water bottle out of his hand and then move on. We don't even let him do anything.
Yeah.
So that's always been our policy. Did I see 17 and 18? I meant Android 16 and 18. That's what I meant.
How dare you?
Sorry.
How fucking
my
dare
God. You're going to set the
I'm so
internet on
sorry.
fire now.
I'm so sorry.
Beard Zero donated $5 and said, any thoughts on Elfen Lied or Neon Genesis Evangelion? You already went over your Evangelion.
Talk about Evangelion.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll start from the top.
Here we
Neon
go.
No.
I was like, oh, no.
Elfen Lied, though, I never saw.
I don't even know which one that one is. I think that's supposed to be like really graphic as well.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of people tell me like, yeah, Rocco, you might have liked it if you were like edgy in high school, but not now. But maybe that's offensive. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so if that's a mean thing to say, I don't know. That's just what I was told.
Dragonzord used 100 bits saying, I feel like the best Power Ranger seasons are the ones that you don't have to be a kid to watch them. So in Space, Lost Galaxy, Time Force, Jungle Fury, SPD, and RPM.
But I felt like those later ones, they fall into that area to me of like not adult enough to be adult, but too child. Do you know what I mean? Like not, but too much plot to be a fun kid show. Like to me, they just fall into this weird zone. That's why I didn't really enjoy them. I like the earlier ones more because they're unabashedly like goofy. I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Is the show like trying to grow with its audience a little too much?
I think it was just. I think it just got too in its own head personally. But But again, this was my thoughts watching Power Rangers 20 years ago. I don't. I haven't seen it since. So I might be kind of. Might not be making much sense. Maybe I'm full of it. RPM was kind of good though. I checked that out. It was pretty good. Power Rangers RPM was the last series they were planning to do because Disney had bought the show and didn't know what to do with it. So they were like, hey, we're going to wrap this up. So RPM was supposed to be the last one. And so with that in mind, they kind of like not stopped caring, but they kind of just like threw it all out there. And so it's really like a self-deprecating kind of show. like they would morph. You know, sometimes in Power Rangers they would morph and do a cool pose, and there'd be an explosion behind them. So they would have a ranger go like, "Hey, how come when we pose there's an explosion back there?" Like they would actually comment on the show, like,
Oh, that's pretty
why
cool.
why is there an explosion back there? Oh, that's an energy discharge from your morphing.
Oh, hey, look, a new sub.
Okay. You know, it was just kind of like they would comment on things like that, and it was kind of like funny in that way. But yeah,
Shimbo Jack is sub with Prime. Tyler on Attack is resub with Tier 3 for 7 months as well.
Thanks, guys.
Oh.
Appreciate you supporting the show.
oh,
Taurus Torque is followed and Shimbo Jack is followed, as well as Shady Art.
If we got any new Mega 64 folks in here, give us a follow. We're live 3 times a day at 10:30 a.m., 4 p.m., and then 9 p.m. Central Time. We usually spend all our streams talking to chat and hanging out. So if you're not watching your boys, come watch your new boys.
yeah.
Speaking of all the Power Ranger stuff, have you ever played a game called Chroma Squad?
I get asked about that all the time because I think, yeah, I mean, I've seen
It's-
stuff for it and it looks cool, but I never played it.
Dude, it is super good if you're a
Really?
big Power Rangers fan.
Okay.
Like, it's a tactical RPG, but it's really, really good.
Okay.
And it has a lot of jabs at like Power Rangers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's what it looked like. So
It's,
okay.
it's super good and it's very well made too.
Check it out, Gracie.
Cool.
That back fender coming together, dog. Look at that.
Yeah, it does look good.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually like $10 too on Steam. Like, it's always on
Yeah,
sale.
that's what I heard. I just have too much stuff to play right
Oh,
now.
I completely understand
Let's
that.
talk about that. I'm curious, like, we see each other in passing and events and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what do you play? Like, what do you? I mean, we're streaming all the time. We're kind of playing. We try to get in what we want to play.
Yeah.
As often as possible. But what do you like? What's your schedule like? Do you have time for the games? What are you into now?
I like to, the way I like to do, because our schedule is kind of all over the place because of what we do for Mega 64 is so inconsistent. We might be doing this kind of video or that kind of video, and it doesn't, whatever. So what I like to do is, personally, is I work as hard as possible. I like to do like, hey, if we're doing this video, let's work really hard, work late nights, get it done so that I can take a few days and like just lose myself in a game, whatever. And so we had Christmas break and I committed to Red Dead 2 like it was my job.
That's what I'm working on right now.
I was like, hey, no one, the phone is off. Do not communicate to me. I'm in the Old West.
Yeah.
That is, the future means nothing to me.
No spoilers
And,
in the chat. Grayson's on the home stretch.
Yeah, I'm 82% into it, so I'm
Oh, no kidding.
almost done.
Oh, you're
with
further
it.
than me.
Yeah.
But I hadn't played any of it, and I don't know where I'm at now. I'm at least halfway, but I don't remember.
It's such a good game.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Honestly, the games that I more gravitate towards personally, not even intentionally, but just usually are Japanese. Like a lot of like either. I don't play like a ton of JRPGs, but if I do play an RPG, it typically is a Japanese one. Like that's just what I gravitate towards, and just of the stuff of that nature. But so I never really played a lot of Rockstar games. I was never a big GTA guy. I think for me, open world stuff kind of scared me away because I realized for a long time I said no, anything open world I hate it. But I realized what it was is I just don't want to explore like New York. I just don't care about like
That's
a
understandable.
city.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
once,
you see it all the time. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But then once I started playing, but like Breath of the Wild blew me away, and I was like, oh, because I'm in this bizarre world where I'm discovering interesting stuff.
It's a fantasy setting that's it's different from what you see.
Yeah, so I gave Red Dead a shot, just thinking, well, it's not anything modern; it's a western.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love it. I totally love it, and I've really been digging it. So it's really the first Rockstar game I've actually like committed to.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So I'm digging it.
It's definitely been one of the best open world games I've ever played, like hands down. I don't think anything comes close to it. For me.
Yeah. Well, I really, I have to say, I love Breath of the Wild just because of that setting, and I think I'll always gravitate towards that kind of like sci-fi fantasy weird stuff. You know what I mean? Is more my thing. But in terms of being a really like fleshed out world, like Red Dead is incredible. Like it's been great.
What are you looking forward to this year? You got anything coming up that you're really wanting to play?
I'm really excited about, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny because
Oh, my God.
that's coming out the same week as Kingdom Hearts, and everyone I know is just like, dude, are you taking a week off for Kingdom Hearts? And I'm like, no, I'm going to be playing Resident Evil. Like,
Yep.
like Kingdom Hearts can wait. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I replayed those recently, and I was just like, I can't even like make it through.
I actually played through 1, 2, and then Birth by Sleep live on the channel over the course of like a year, and I'd never played them before, and they were awesome. But I could see how like you sit down to play those again, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I just if I hear 3 is cool, then I'll check it out. But
Yeah, I don't think I've been this excited for a video game in a long time. Like RE2 has gotten me to the point to where, like Sean and I are doing a full day stream of it.
Yeah, we're gonna
awesome.
Like
because it's tough because we don't have time to really play games, and so it's like we were even arguing about who gets to play it on stream because it's like you want to make it, you want to play your game, right?
Yeah.
And so last week we are like, oh fuck it, let's just sit down and play it. Let's just get through it because we don't have time to sit down and play it anyway. So it's like we got to sit down and do it.
Sean in Mega 64 has about 350 kids.
Yeah,
and that's an estimate, give or take. I may have rounded up, but he has a lot of kids. And yeah, playing a game like when Resident Evil 7 came out, he was like, I don't even know, because he was already busy at work, and then when he comes home, they're there, and he's like, I don't really want to play it around the little kids. Like that's gonna be a lot of nightmares. So yeah, that was a game where we played it all the way through at the office.
Yeah,
nice.
And I couldn't have been happier for it because I don't, I'm easily scareable. I'll say it. And so playing it there with the other guys, it was like, okay, this would have made me crap my pants at home if I had done this on my own.
Yeah, so. I have not finished RE7.
Oh, really?
I actually played it up here in VR.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Good
No.
God.
Yeah, it was good.
That game is a whole new monster in VR.
I played it for a minute in VR, and then something made me jump a mile. Like, it was something, came out of the door. And then I realized it was my own hand. And I went, well, if that made me jump, then what's the point of continuing?
The scene.
Your hand in game.
Yeah,
saw
it was it was just like I was like, no.
Yeah.
The scene to where the girlfriend first shows up whenever you get to the house and you realize she's crazy and she starts coming after you.
Yeah. Oh,
horrifying in VR.
Yeah, I was
like,
not doing that.
Whenever a scary thing happens, the screen inside your VR headset goes black.
Yeah.
And then they pop up at you. So it's oof.
I realized something. I know I'm going to sound lame. Everybody in the chat,
not in this chat.
I give you permission.
Not in this chat.
I give you permission to make fun. I get it, but I realized something weird about VR with me is I some people have different things, motion sickness or this or that. I've never had any of that stuff. But I realized I get this weird, my brain is really gullible. Like when it comes to like things happening, like even going on like a Disneyland ride, I'll be like, oh no, we're falling. Oh, it's just it's like I have to tell my brain, no, it's fake. You know what I mean? Like, it takes me a minute to like register that. Oh, okay. Like my brain
a little
falls
extra
for
time
it.
than you think most
people have. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so when I do VR stuff, there's so many games I can't handle because like stuff jumps on you or whatever, and I get this weird claustrophobic thing. Like even playing, as lame as it sounds, I was playing that Astrobot game. That game's awesome. And then they have like a thing that gets in your face, and I will go like, oh God.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Like, Rocco, dude, it's fake. Like, you don't have to like take the helmet off. Like, I don't know what it is, but my brain falls for stuff like that. Like a head crab thing will jump on me in a game, and it's just like, no, stop.
I will.
It's like, okay.
I will tell you right now. I know your pain because I have a huge fear of the ocean, and I play Subnautica.
Oh no.
And I'm talking
it was
about
we had a monthly goal. Grayson would have to play Subnautica if we reach a certain thing, and he did. And like, it's somebody tells you they're scared of something.
Yeah.
It's really easy to not quite understand just how scared they are. But it was like, take the headphone off. Fuck you. I'm not like, it was, Grayson was so traumatized, people thought it was like a bit.
Yeah.
Like that's how, they had never seen him even act like that before.
Yeah.
That's how traumatizing it was. Because what we did was we had secret donations to where we would spawn big monsters in the water with him.
This sounds awesome.
Oh, it was one of the worst experiences of my life.
If the chat has a clip, put it in there so the new folks can see. But
there was one part where like they spawn something on me and I like throw my headset off, and I come back and I look in it, and the entire inside of the Oculus Rift is just covered in sweat.
Yeah, it's
Because
so
I was
gross.
so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
ARF have donated $5, saying the first time I saw Rocco was through a Jeff the Hero video. Oddly enough, the same Jeff the Hero who was 16 at the time Craig interviewed him at E3 2006 when Craig was 19.
Oh my gosh, Craig was 19. I can't ever picture him 19.
I know.
Me neither.
I remember though meeting Craig at, I want to say it was like E3 or something, and he gave me like a business card way back when, and it was like. I think they were just. Maybe I'm making this up. They were just doing like a radio show at the time or something.
Yeah, because that's how they
it was
started
like a
off.
podcast
All it
type
was
thing,
a
yeah.
radio
How
show.
crazy! I think I remember getting a card from him like back then. Weird. Yeah, it's weird to think about. Time's a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know exactly how that goes. I just turned 30 this year, and it's the craziest thing in the
Oh
world to me.
no!
It's
thank
weird
you.
on how much your body changes as soon as you turn 30. It's like almost immediately. Never had heartburn in my life. Turn 30, immediately happens.
You know, I didn't really. I feel the same. I don't know. I was an old man back then. I still am.
Heartburn
So,
all the time.
I don't know.
What's the chat saying today? They doing good?
They're talking about side scrollers right now.
They hate the Legos.
Yeah,
Do they?
they do.
Yeah, you're
That's
getting a
all
lot
anybody's
of
ever
negative
saying.
feedback.
It's too bad.
Magna Wing X put the clip in the chat right there.
Sweet, yeah.
King Daniel told me to shut up because I'm making him feel old. That's my bad. Ben Alcazar used 100 bits saying, going to try to start an OT push here. We do have,
Oh.
we have about 35 minutes. We can get OT.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we could easily get OT.
We'll see what
We've
happens.
seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, like this morning.
Peter wants me to ask you if you've ever read Destructoid.
What a random question.
Well, he works for
Yeah.
Destructoid.
Oh, he does?
He
Yeah.
freelances and.
Oh, okay.
He's probably
No,
just-
why I
of
was
course.
wondering.
Yeah, I've known Nero for a long time. Yeah, I knew a lot of Destructoid people at any given time.
before they
Yeah,
were who
they
they
would post
were.
our videos. They would post our videos all the time back in the day. That's how we knew we had a hit video, was then Destructoid would
Before
post
they
it.
hired a bunch of corrupt gaming journalists
Uh-oh.
and ruined everything,
Uh-oh.
Peter.
Oh no.
You like
Sorry.
that?
Peter hates everything.
What does Ron's Pies have to say about that?
Ron's Pies, could you let us know what you feel about that,
Yeah,
please?
Ron.
Ron's Pies just said they didn't have to shave until they were 18. Okay, thanks, Ron.
Well, that's good.
Thanks, Ron's Pies, for that insight.
Some great info there. Son of Imhack has followed. MG Leo. Hero Pat TV.
What?
Something in a different language.
All right.
F NASA has followed.
F
That's a good
NASA.
one.
Oh, nice.
Jimmy
The hell with
has
him.
followed, and Monkey Game AL has followed. Well, thank you all so much.
Thanks, guys.
Overtired 2 said the Lego Corporation would prefer that you refer to their products as bricks or Lego bricks.
They're
not
Legos.
just Legos.
They're Legos. This-
Okay, can we talk about that for a second?
Go
Yeah.
for it.
I hear that all the time from like the insider Lego people, like, oh, actually, it's not Legos, it's just Lego. Like there's no plural, so you just say, yeah, you have a bunch of Lego, but then really you're just supposed to say bricks. Or hey, they're a toy company. They're not linguists. We can call them whatever we want. Legos. They are Legos.
I'll tell you right
So
now. I'll call it whatever.
standing my ground.
I'll call it whatever
here.
the hell I've been calling it for my entire life.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
and you can suck it otherwise.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So sorry to break that to you guys. Same with the GIF and GIF thing. Yeah, totally. The guy says it's GIF. Guess what? He doesn't decide that.
I call
He's
it
not a
GIF.
linguist.
The guy.
Yeah, the
guys-
dude. So I'm saying GIF, and I'm sticking with it. Are we all GIFers here?
Whoa.
Yeah, I call
Are
it
you a
GIF.
GIFer?
I call it GIF.
I mean, I don't really like to. Can't really say that anymore, but
Okay.
I'm a GIF.
Okay.
I
you-
call it GIF. Yeah, for sure. Every
It's
time.
not a GIF.
I think whenever
That's
I hear
peanut butter.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
outta
of peanut
here.
butter when I hear that.
Yeah.
Get it out of here. That is peanut butter.
It's the word gift without a T. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Yes.
So I say it.
Yes,
I
it
say
is.
GIF. That's what it is.
Sheriff Willie asks, "Is there a old Mega 6 video or a Mega 64 video that you go back and watch and are actually impressed with what you guys made?"
Huh. Well, because after a little while, not impressed by it very much. It's like, oh God, I don't want to see this. But,
Yeah, that's how I am. I don't like watching the old stuff. Not your old stuff. I'm talking about my own old stuff.
but I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. Maybe That's a good question. You know, I've always really liked our Paperboy video, and I think not that I think that's like our best video or anything.
That video is really freaking funny.
Oh, thank you.
God, that is so good.
I think I just appreciate it because that was still like our early days, and we pulled off something big. Like we had a torch juggler and a ninja, and like we had a legit good cast for that.
You really did.
And for that being our early days, like we could pull that off now and whatever, but the fact that we were still kind of like dumb kids and figured that out, that impresses. I guess I look back and I go, oh, we pulled that off. Okay,
Yeah, cool.
So I guess that's all.
The ending to that video is so freaking good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Just waiting with a bunch of friends behind bushes at 4 a.m. in strangers' front yards.
Yeah.
Just going, is that him? No, that's the Paperboy there. No, it's not. Okay. It was a lot of fun. And then we all went to Denny's in our ninja costumes and
I'm sure that they weren't
costumes.
really confused by that. I'm sure they've seen weirder stuff at Denny's.
Yeah, definitely.
Like-
Definitely.
If you see anything in the chat you wanna throw out, Rocco,
Oh,
go
okay.
for it. Like,
Let's see.
Like, feel free to just kind of chat directly to him if you want.
Do you guys have a plan set out for Mega 64? Like, do you have a goal where you want Mega 64 to be in 5 years? I think we are. I think we really just want to do kind of bigger projects in terms of like we've been working on a feature length thing, and that'll be done. But it's really kind of like more for the hardcore fans. But then maybe after that, maybe we want to do something a little more like, hey, here's like a regular ass movie, from these guys. Like we know enough about it and making stuff now that we don't need like an exorbitant amount of money to do it. Like I think as long as we're able to do what we're doing now, like we can just go do that, within reason. It's not like we're going to be making Transformers or Beast Wars.
Yeah.
But with the kind of movie we want to make, I think we can just go do it. And I think we want to, I think it'd be cool to do something like that. I think what the world were you guys ever big into like Jackass?
Yeah.
Like the,
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were you into like, there were like the CKY videos?
I watched those as well too.
Okay. Now, do you remember they made a movie? Do you remember they made Haggard? Did you
I
ever see
actually
that?
watched Haggard. It was
That's so
about
funny.
freaking God, the guy who died, Ryan Dunn. He was the main character.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
trying to get the girlfriend. I actually have watched that movie.
Yeah, but there is that was. I mean, it was a corny ass movie.
Oh yeah, it's
But it was like a movie that was clearly made by a few guys that wanted to just make a movie, and you could tell there were parts that were probably improvised or thrown in on the spot, or just, you know what I mean? It didn't adhere to any of the rules of normal filmmaking. And I just feel like the world needs that right now. There hasn't been a lot of like, hey, here's an indie movie by just a handful of dudes that wanted to do it, and I feel like with all the intensity of the world and all the YouTubers that take themselves too seriously, and you know what I mean, that we just need like a goofy ass movie that a few dudes wanted to make for fun, and that's, I think we have a thing coming out called version 4.1 that's, I think, like that, and I think the world could use it.
Yeah.
And I just want to make more stuff like that, where it's just like, wow, that was fun, because it was just like this independent, like no budget fun thing. I don't know. I'm rambling, but
No, you're good. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Like, obviously you guys are in a good place, but I kind of feel bad for creators that are that also have that mindset. Like, you guys are kind of poised to do something like that with your growth over the years, but I feel like with man, just thinking about kids now that want to do that, like, you have to get really, really lucky.
Yeah, YouTube isn't really like, or things like it aren't really set up for success for things like that. Like now YouTube, it's really, the focus has totally changed. It's, it's more commentary on stuff and whatever, and that's totally fine. And I'm not invalidating any of that kind of stuff. But to make like a short or a cinematic thing, it's kind of like, that's not the emphasis. And so a lot of people, it's weird. Like, I got invited to an event a couple years ago. I got asked to to do. Well, I better not say what it was. It was a major company invited me to check out something with a bunch of other like content creators, you know.
Uh-huh.
And when I went, it was weird because everyone else there, their stuff was all different platforms. Oh, I do Twitch, I do Snapchat, I do, you know, I'm big on Instagram.
Yeah.
But nobody there knew anything about like filmmaking. You know what I mean? It was like I was the only one there that was like knew how to like edit a video or film or be behind the camera kind of stuff. And that blew my mind, because when I hear content creators, in my mind it's still that. It's still like, oh, other filmmakers. So like who's going to be there? Freddie Wong and who else, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like not like that. The music is fitting this
isn't
poignant moment.
Yeah.
The world has changed so much. We were
Yeah, I
once
love
in
that Final
we were
Fantasy
once in a
VI.
world of light, and now just a world of ruin. But you know, so it's kind of changed a lot. And so I think we're very lucky with Mega 64 that we've been around as long as we have, and we have such a diehard audience that is still around. Like, could not be luckier to have that. And I think because we're in that situation, I feel more of a drive to make those things that no one else maybe will have the chance to, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe by us doing that, maybe it'll inspire somebody else to like, hey, I'm going to make something like that, you know? And that's the biggest reward to me, is when someone was like, hey, I didn't know anything about filmmaking, but you guys made it look easy. You know, you guys made it look, you know, and that's like all the payment I ever need, is when somebody tells me that, you know? So that, anyway.
No,
So-
I mean, like, even with us, like, you know, so we're redoing our YouTube channel, obviously, because we need to be able to stream. Because, like, 95% of our stuff is streaming. Like,
Yeah, sure.
We
and
wanna
we do
stream.
a lot of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, so YouTube is such a small part of what we do, and so it's like we kind of like hit reset, and we're like, okay, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, because our YouTube channel's dying because live streaming killed it, contrary to what we thought was gonna happen. So it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? And like you ask yourself, you're like, well, I can do reaction stuff, or we can do what like analytically is the best on our channel, and it's crossovers with our friends and Mario Party. And so like it just, for me, it just kind of sucks because I don't know, just to be a new creator now and just be like, here's what I want to do. I want to do this on my channel.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Good luck to you.
yeah, good luck.
Well, you see all these people who are slowly going over to Fortnite because they know that's
Yeah,
where
and like
it's
in the
gotta
stream,
be.
like in the streaming space right now, like everybody jumped over
Yeah.
ship to Fortnite. Like we didn't, and we know a lot of good streamers that didn't. But like, I don't know. It's so, everything seems so algorithm based now, and so constraining. It just sucks that, you know.
Yeah, it's really like the games you have to play to kind of like just be seen now, or it makes it really hard.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I went through, you know, you go through like phases, just personally. I'm talking personal. I'm going deep here into my own, you know, just speaking for myself. But, you know, I went through phases, you know, where it was kind of like, wow, we've got a really good thing. This is really cool. And then I went through a few years being on YouTube of like, you know, oh, we're kind of like, oh, we're not as big as this. We're not as big as that. Maybe we suck. I don't know. You know, and you see, you know, PewDiePie get 70 million subscribers. And I'm like, dude, I'm busting my ass. And I only have this and that.
And like,
oh, what is this? Whatever.
Just look at the production difference as well. It's like,
yeah. So I definitely went through phases of that, but then I've come out of that where it's like, dude, but now that the dust is cleared, we are doing what we want to do, and we have this diehard audience. Yeah, okay, maybe the number on our page isn't as high as this other one, but like, just to have this is like an incredible like gift, you know, and it's like. Yeah. Absolutely, like, and then you know, it all kind of sank in that it's like, dude, I've been doing what I've wanted to do, and I'm still here
for over
and I have not been playing the game at all. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't had to like kowtow to like, okay, well, we have to make this kind of video because we have to, you know.
And that's kind of the realization we had as well.
Yeah.
Because like we played with people that like we have friends in the streaming like Julie, this girl, One Shot Girl. She is like, you know, like those people that really are just like perfect people.
Yeah.
She's like that, right? And so she played Fortnite and we didn't. And now she's at, you know, like the 2 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And when we played with her, we were at like 100 and she was at 2, and like our viewership like is like the lowest it's ever been. But like, you're right. It's like we're just doing what we want to do, and we are happy doing what we want to do, and you know we have this audience that supports exactly what we do.
Yeah,
and it's just tough to not look at everybody else that's growing around you.
Oh yeah, you see that, yeah, for sure. But I think it's just, and I don't think it's a matter of like ignore. You know, I think there's always room to grow and room to like learn and room to like evolve.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, people, you know, because honestly, like, you know, Twitch was something we never did. And then when that first popped up, it was like, dude, this is where it's happening. Like, let's add that to kind of what we do. And I love doing stuff on Twitch. Like, you know, maybe our big goals are cinematic stuff, maybe, but in the moment, I love doing, you know, Twitch is like a great thing to like keep in touch with your most hardcore fans and like just hang out and like do stuff like this. Exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
When I was on Christmas break, I just turned on, hey guys, I'm going to play Red Dead for 3 hours. If you want to watch it, cool. And if it's boring, don't worry about it, you know? And I did, and it was great. And it was just like a conversation. It's so, it's a really cool, valuable thing that we didn't have before. So that's really cool. But yeah, in terms of like long-term bigger goals, you know, again, like, I think it's cool that we're very lucky that we can pivot into those things and have an audience that supports that. Again, it's very hard if you're just starting out, you know, and it's hard to just say, like you said, it's hard to just go, I'm going to do this, and it's done, you know. It's really hard.
Yeah. And we might be, ironically, like we might be like the only generation of content creators that, I mean, there's going to be more, obviously, that want to do this and it works out, but you know, I think us and, you know, the mid-2000s and here into the 2010s, it's like, that's kind of like, with the way YouTube and other platforms are going, this is kind of like the last generation of the pioneers.
Sure.
You know, or I don't mean to like, you know, I'm not sucking my own dick or anything, but it's like,
but like the first.
But we were fortunate enough to have a little bit more freedom and not have to be like today where it's like, oh, I'm going to do a reaction channel or I'm going to do this channel.
Yeah.
I've been listening to your conversation as I was driving around. Good stuff. It's good. It's interesting.
Thanks.
I had a few things I wanted to follow up on, right?
Oh, okay.
So you were talking about, you asked about, or someone asked about a video that you were proud of that you used to do.
Oh, okay.
Right? And you mentioned Paperboy.
Oh, yeah.
How is, okay, so you're older. You know, you're 15 years older from when you started, right? Because I've felt this way as we've created. Not, I don't know who the hell was talking about me being 19. I was never 19 at E3. So as you've gotten older and as the world has changed and gotten more freaky, you know, like it just everything's more sensitive and there's social media. Have you guys had any ideas that you're like, we can't do that? We could have done it 10 years ago. We can't do that anymore. Like you talk about going out and you know, hanging out in your, you know, behind bushes at 4 a.m. waiting for that. Like, I don't know if you could do that today. You know, like
you don't think so? Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I don't know. Like you think like
that one. I think that concept was absurd enough. I think you still could. No, honestly, like we didn't like hurt anyone or do anything. You know what I mean? It was just like an absurd scene. I think that one in particular we could still do. But there are some, honestly,
like in public places.
There's some where it's not even. It used to be back in the day that just us being in the costumes in front of people in public was enough. You know what I mean? Like there were some times where it was, you know, back then it was like, why would anyone do this?
There's nobody saying they're probably doing something stupid for their internet.
When we started, it was like, hey, just throw on the Mario costumes and run through this mall, and people would be like, what? Why are they doing this? What? And now you do it, and it's like, what's the stupid YouTube channel you're doing this for? You know, it's just default dumb.
Nobody's watching your Instagram stories.
Yeah, we have really learned over the years that like you can't when we do skits like that now, like we just did a God of War one.
It was fun.
Yeah, and it had to be, they have to be a lot more multimedia now. You know, it's not just like I'm the God of War and I'm dressed up like him and I'm walking around. It's not just that. It's like it's got to be sensory overload. Like, okay, an axe flying through the air. Okay, now we got those shots. Now let's put a GoPro on the axe, and now we're going through stores with it. Okay, great. Okay, now we're and all of it is just it's like hyper, you know what I mean, hyperactive and lots of different layers to it versus just like I'm dressed up and I'm standing around.
Yeah.
Do you guys like how well do you plan out the skits? Because that one in particular, it's like, okay, we got Kratos here. We're gonna throw his axe out, and it's gonna fly through all these crazy places. And it's gonna come back. Like, how much of that was ad lib, and how much of that was like?
We kind of, and this is the case with most of our videos. Honestly, most of our videos, no matter what kind of video it is, we outline it, and that's kind of where we leave it. Like, hey, we should have this, and this. Okay, now we got those, and then we'll improvise everything in between. So with that video, with those, there's videos that follow a linear story, like, what if pizza companies were run like video game companies? That has a story to it. So let's have this gag and that gag and that gag. That's a little more written out, but we'll still improvise. But a video like our God of War one out in public, that can't really follow a story because you don't really know what's going to happen to you out in public.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll just write down, okay, what's like a few good bits? We should have Kratos continually waiting for the axe and it doesn't come back. So let's get him in a few places, like waiting at a bus stop in front of a bunch of people, like, where is it? Or like chilling in a cafe or something. Okay, where is it? Okay, that's one bit. Okay, now we have first person axe going through stores and stuff. Okay, that's another bit. Okay, we have axe, shots of the axe we throw across the camera in front of people to where they're like, what? Okay, we got that. And once we have like 3 to 5 bits like that, then you can have like a good minute and a half video where it's just going to be like crazy, So that's what we do. We try to think of like at least a few good thoughts, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then from there we just see what happens.
I love that because we've dealt with production companies that they want everything squared away, and sometimes you just like, here's the idea and we're just going to go with it, you know, and you figure it out.
Even John, we have a buddy John who does fight choreography. Like whenever we would do stuff, even for the Accomplice, like that's like a pretty big production. But like even that was as simple as breaking down to like, we should have a drop kick. We should have a scene where somebody gets like side kicked, and then like you just piece it together. You just do a bullet list of things, and then ride around it. And
we're also like, I can't speak for anybody else's. Maybe that's not gonna work for them, whatever, but we've just been doing it so long that it's like we know, like, okay, as long as we have this and this, it's gonna work. We're gonna make so but we've filmed with a lot of other groups and companies and whatever, and where we've like let them do stuff, and it's like, okay, let's get this angle for, okay, all right, now for the next hour we want to get this angle.
Sure.
And then they let us get behind the camera, and it's like, all right, go say this. Yep, got it. Okay, all right, great. And we have a video done in like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've seen people break because we do that, and they're just like, wait, you filmed that in under an hour? And it's like their thing took like 16 hours.
Sure.
And sometimes
people overthink production.
But sometimes like we do take our time on a video, and it's like, look, we want this to be perfect, this and that, and we will take that long. But sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes it's like, okay, this video is just like us loose hanging out in the office. You don't need to like, it's like, know what you want in your head and get that. Don't be like, okay, what if we got another medium shot here, and it's like, are you going to cut to that? I think we've been doing it long enough that we could see the edit in our head, and it's like, look, we don't need all this other stuff.
So how did one thing I've always been kind of, I'll say envious. I think envious is a good word. You have so many, like you have Miyamoto in videos. You have all these like really big, strong gaming titans in your video. You had Reggie in your videos and stuff, and like how does that come about? Because I'm always like, wow, I can't believe they got him.
Blackmail.
Yeah. It's rough.
We have a lot of dirt.
Got your nudes.
Got your nudes, Reggie.
Yeah, and they're good. No. In all honesty, years and years ago, we got involved with the Game Developers Conference, and we did videos for them, and they brought us. It was like our second year. We were making videos for like they would have an award show, and they wanted like comedic videos to show between the awards. And the second year, they brought us back for a second year to do it again. And I noticed that Miyamoto was doing a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was like, and I just took a risk, and I was like, hey, do you think they'll give us like 5 minutes with him to where he would do a cameo? And everyone at the GDC, the company behind GDC, they were like, oh, there's no way. That guy is so big. There's no way. And I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, well, we'll ask, but come on.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, Nintendo said if it's 5 minutes, he'll do it. And it was like, okay, it's just him staring funny at us. And then we walk away. Okay. So he did that. And then honestly, that got the ball rolling, because ever since that, everyone else we asked were like, well, Miyamoto did it.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So then we had Hideo Kojima, and then, from there, it just kept snowballing, because then after Kojima, we got like Ken Kutaragi. And then when Ken Kutaragi did it, I think it was the year after, Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, was going to be in San Francisco, and they actually reached out to us. They were like, are you going to film with him? He's coming. Are you going to film with him? And we were like, we would love to. And then he was like, I'm going to outdo Ken Kutaragi. I saw what he did. I'm going to do better. And he saw, like, we were there filming with Sakaguchi, and he watched the video that we did with Ken Kutaragi on his phone, and he was like, Kutaragi did that? Okay, roll the camera. And then he's like ripping out pieces of paper and chewing on them and like going crazy. Like awesome. it really just kind of snowballed, where it was like, yeah, this developer will be in a video. It all went from there. So
when you start with a big fish like that,
it worked out really well for us. So that was really, really cool. Yeah. And yeah, and that was, again, like I mentioned earlier, like a big introduction to just video games to me was my mom playing Final Fantasy. And so then the creator of Final Fantasy did that video with us, and then when he received his Lifetime Achievement Award that year, and when he went out on stage, he came out with sunglasses like he wore in our video and thanked us in his speech.
Wow.
And it was just like, oh my God, this has come full circle. Like this is like the most rewarding thing. Like, so yeah, we're very lucky that we had that happen early on and kept it going.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man. That's I said this the other day, man. Like I doing something for 15 years, like you guys have wanted to do for 15 years, is like anybody in any profession is admirable, right? And the fact that you guys have been able to grow is pretty outstanding. So
thank you.
Pretty cool.
Thank you.
Pretty amazing stuff. So
thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm very grateful for all the support that we've had over this time, and it's cool to see you guys doing your thing too. Honestly, like again, like there's so many things from our time, kind of when we started, which because it wasn't that far from.
No, you guys were what, 2003?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like I started Screw Attack in 2006, and I remember thinking with Mega 64, I was like, God, they're so awesome. Like I was like, God, like you guys were like the bar, right? Like
okay.
at the time, and I was
very
like,
low
man.
bar.
Well, it was a bar, it was up, and I was so like, wow, that's all. And when we first invited you to SGC, I was like, they'll never come. They'll never come. But
not only did we, that was like our favorite con that we went to.
I hear it all the time. That's great, man. Like that's the best thing ever, is to hear people be like, yeah, SGC was the best, and they're like, when are you bringing it back? And we're like, we can't. We don't own it. So we don't own SGC. But
well, I was gonna say they told me about one night only. I'm gonna make the announcement. You guys, we didn't talk this over, but I'm just gonna do it. I bought all the tickets. So
it's gonna be a private party with Rocco and us three here.
That's gonna be a real good time.
I mean, it sounded fun. I just did it. So sorry to anyone who wanted to go.
Damn it.
So
well, it is what it is. Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
The remainder of them, all zero, will go on sale this Friday at 6 o'clock.
All zero.
Yeah, all zero. Well, you know what? I might put up a few that day. I feel bad for the
That's
people.
very kind of you.
You know, I might throw a few on there.
In about 48 hours and how many minutes? Like 20? It's going to give it like...
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
What
Actually, less than that.
What time is it now?
8 minutes. It's 5:52.
So 48 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
The tickets will go on sale. So start counting
Which
down,
is
baby.
insane to still think about that it's that close.
It's nuts. It's crazy for sure. Well, crap. Well, I know you guys still do. You want to stick around? Well, I mean, we had talked about going to Buc-ee's.
I mean, yeah.
If you want to go, that's
Buc-ee's
fine.
sounds
We'll
good,
finish up.
Oh, I'm good for whatever.
Okay.
You know,
Got about 8 minutes
Buc-ee's
left.
or this or whatever. It's all good to me.
Well,
Shout out all you Texans. How's Buc-ee's? I've never been to Buc-ee's.
oh, you're gonna find out.
You're gonna see those
oh.
nice, clean bathrooms. What you gonna see?
They got some clean bathrooms. They got beaver nuggets.
Oh,
I'm getting a Buc-ee's shirt.
Oh,
I'm
my
definitely
God.
getting a Buc-ee's shirt. And that wall of jerky, that's gonna be an empty wall when I'm done.
it's a wall
It's gonna
of
be the
jerky?
wall of the wall.
And-
There's gonna be nothing there.
Hands up in the chat if you know Buc-ee's or if you've heard the myths of it. But
The legend of in California, we don't have. This is. Can I just say? And this is legit. And when it sounds like I'm doing a bit, but something I have grown to appreciate is you see how much in California the theme is "Will you fit here?" Like it's just like there's
Yeah.
not. Got to make this fit here. Oh, there's not a lot of room for this. Oh, the traffic is so bad. And then we come to Texas, and you got gas stations as big as suns, and I love it. I'm no joke, have come to appreciate it so much. I come here, and it's like this gas station has an entire barbecue restaurant in it. I love this. Like I really like appreciate. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, it was all like everything that wasn't California. It was like.
Yeah.
And now I get older and I just love it. I love California. Don't get me wrong. I'll always live there. But I've come to appreciate everything that's not California. A lot.
that's funny.
So I love Texas.
Texas is good.
I'll be back here very soon actually.
What are you doing?
Because I'm doing PAC South.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's like that's about 4 or 5 hours south of us, down in San Antonio.
Yeah. I'll
We-
be there whenever that
We
happens.
we talked about PAC South, but we don't have any plans of going there right now. We got
Okay.
to see how One Night Only does first, and you know, if we do, then
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
I've never been to South. We always have a couple people go to like run a booth for us, but I've never actually gone myself.
Is anybody else
This
going?
time.
Just you?
We have our friends Kevin and Meg running the booth, but Derek and Sean are going to be. They got to run the ship back at home.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, so how's that work when
yeah.
one of you guys is gone? Like what does it like? What does a day to day look like for you guys?
Um,
Because most people just see the end product. They see a video. And,
yeah.
You know.
It really because the stuff we do is so eclectic and not consistent.
Yeah.
It kind of varies. We'll kind of typically tackle one big thing every day. Kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, we wanted to do this one video about this Thursday. Let's get it done. Okay, great. And then once that's done, it's like, hey, we keep talking about doing new shirt designs. Friday, let's get that done. Okay, we kind of like treat each day like, hey, we find that I think we work better when we like divert all our attention on one thing and then conquer that and then get that's just what's been better for us. And so yeah, there are days where it's like, oh man, we're going to be doing this. And then I'm at the office till 4 a.m. getting it done. And then there are days it's like, hey, you know what? In 2 hours, we got that done. So let's take a breather and come back fresh. And you know what I mean? It kind of varies. So
awesome.
it's very inconsistent, but yeah, that's just how we have always been.
You feeling good about that, Bowling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that back end. I did all that
thing's
today.
getting slammed into the wall
Is it?
in
Is it?
2 minutes.
All
Is
right.
it this order 666?
Order
Is it-
666. Rocco will throw it.
So
God.
that's funny.
Man, if it just showed up right now, I'd be like, ooh.
It'd be so sad.
Yeah, we're not really close to overtime at all, are we?
Oh,
No.
No. Okay,
Oh, no.
okay.
So that's why if it did hit now, wow, we.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
That'd be really mean. I would be really sad. I really would be like,
You'd have to do it, man.
I know.
That would be so raw. Dude.
I know.
I'm not really worried about it, though. That ain't going to happen.
You don't think so?
No, you good.
Okay.
You,
Well, we
you
could have
good.
multiple shots of it at least. That's the
Yeah, we
thing.
could
I
say.
mean, like, we got 3 minutes. I think you're in the clear.
Okay.
So I have at home I have the Tron Lego set that I haven't put together yet, the light bikes or whatever. I haven't
Ooh,
put that
yeah.
together yet, but on Black Friday they released a White Stripes Lego set because they had a famous music video, "Fell in Love with a Girl," that was animated Legos. I don't know, you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I remember
video.
seeing that video.
It was done. It was directed by Michel Gondry, famous director. Where it was, stop motion animated Legos. Like they actually meticulously made with Legos. You know, the band playing and stuff. It was. I mean, the video I think took years to make or something. Anyway, back when that song came out, "Fell in Love with a Girl," big song. Back when that came out, Jack White from the White Stripes reached out to Lego and he said, when we put out the single, why don't we put out a Lego set with it? Like we could sell like a set, you know? And Lego like totally snubbed. They were like, "Psh, we don't make anything for anyone over 12, please." Like this is like, they kind of like dissed him.
Sure.
And he was like, wow, okay. So then the song came out and blew up That was like the White Stripes' big debut. Like, and it totally blew up. And then Lego reached out to them like, maybe let's do the Lego set after all. And Jack White was like, had your chance, and hung up on him.
Oh,
so
That's
finally, after all these years, the Lego set came out. Like just this last Black Friday, they finally put out the Lego set that they always talked about, and it was like, whoa, you can make the White Stripes with Legos. That's really cool. And everyone was like, did they finally sign a deal with Legos? And then it came out, and they were like, no. It's all reclaimed and recycled Lego pieces, so the company doesn't get a dime. It was like, okay. Well, so it was the ultimate FU to Lego.
That's funny. That's almost like, so we signed our, it was, we didn't say FU because we weren't in a position to do this, but like back when our very first deal with Game Trailers, when we first started working with them in 2007.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We I originally reached out to Game Trailers like, hey, we make videos and we want to make videos for you. And they're like, yeah, no, that's okay. We don't really know who you are. And then we did a couple videos with GameVideos.com, or it was GameVideos.com, which is part of One Up. And
we did something for them a long time ago.
Yeah, and those videos did pretty well. And then Game Trailers was like, hey, by the way, we should work with you now. And it was like, it was kind of the same situation, but we weren't like, hey, F you. We were like, hey, awesome. Let's find a way to
finally.
Work. Yeah. Oh wow, that's so nice.
That used to happen with us when we worked for IGN. There was a long time we did exclusive stuff for IGN.
Yeah, I recall.
And that was that was when we were able to like make it our full-time job, because they were paying us just enough to where it's like, okay, maybe we can do this full time. Mm-hmm. So we were really grateful to them. But as it was great in the beginning, but they actually started featuring our stuff more as a front page thing, which was a great thing, but because of that, there was a lot more scrutiny on like, what is this? Why'd you do this? So it was kind of harder to make videos. But there was a patch where there was someone working there, they don't work there anymore, that they kept rejecting our videos, and it was just like, they kept going like, you did this video where you're just all you're doing is eating at Sonic. This video, this is a waste of time. We don't want this. And it's like, well, it's an allegory for the Sonic games. Like we keep eating there, but we're disgusted by it. So why do we keep going back? That doesn't make any sense. We don't want it. And so then we would put that video on our own YouTube channel. Like, all right, we'll just put it on ours. And it would get 1 million views. People are like, whoa, what a great commentary on Sonic. Whoa. And then IGN would email us like a week later, like, hey, that video is really good. Can we put that on our... It's like, where were you? Like, we showed this to you first. Like, what? We ran into that so many times. But nobody who did that is working there anymore. I'm not dissing. Again, I'm very grateful. They gave us a great opportunity at a time.
F you, IGN.
No.
Heard it here.
No,
Easy, not here.
We had
Can't
that a
spell
few times.
ignorant without IGN.
Oh,
no.
McGriddles. Anybody remember that? Never mind.
No, just kidding. One of the guys who worked for me, Destin, who's now like, he pretty much runs IGN. Like he's big content producer guy over there. So I have nothing but good respect for those guys over there. We did stuff with them too, and I recall there was some stuff like that. They wanted a little more control over the content. And I was like,
yeah. We once our stuff got more, when we started there, it was kind of like behind their like paywall, and then it was kind of like off to the side, and it was actually a great relationship during that. But once they started featuring us on the front page, again, it was great for our visibility, but they really got like strict on like, what is this? Why'd you do this? And then there was someone at that company, again, they're not there anymore, but there was someone at the company that really threw a fit anytime we mentioned a dead person. It was really weird.
Oh, really?
It was like, sometimes I get it. Sometimes we would make a joke that was like, oh, too soon, And okay, I expect that. But then sometimes, like, we had a character that was just no reason at all. There was a character named Phil Hartman Jr. in one of our videos. No reason. It was just like, we need a name for a character. What's the first thing that came to mind? Phil Hartman Jr. I don't know. And they were like, we can't run this. Why? I mean, you know what happened to Phil Hartman. And it's like, but we're not making fun of him. We're not.
You should have been like, oh, what happened?
We're not bringing it. We're not even going into that.
Like, wait a minute. Phil Hartman's dead?
So we can't mention Phil Hartman? It just didn't make sense.
Sure.
So then there's a video we did later on for our own channel with these Russian scientists that try to predict E3, and we name a character in that Phil Hartman Jr. And every time we mention the name, it's like a close-up of him laughing at the camera like, because that was at the time kind of like us poking fun at what happened. It was our own little inside
that
joke.
One guy.
Yeah.
It was,
we were like, oh, he'll see this, and we got away with it. But
that's so funny.
And but anyway, weird stuff like that. And we had a video. There was a video that we planned, that we had kind of written out. Again, like we outline our videos more so than just script them. But there was a video we did. It was after Michael Jackson passed away, and we did a video called. We wrote out a video. I think this is maybe would have been our best video. Maybe this is our best video that never got made. I don't know, but it was called Michael Jackson's Arcade, and it was right after he passed away, and he left all our video. He left, what was it? He in his will left all his video games to us. And we were like, what? And we go, and what happened was Michael Jackson on his website had a full 360 video of his arcade.
Like his real web.
It was almost like
Yeah.
Google Maps. Like you could go through every step of it. And so we thought, well, let's green screen ourselves into his arcade and we can film it from every angle because he put
Yeah.
it all up on his website.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and we had my dad play Michael Jackson. Like my dad, older Italian guy playing Michael Jackson, and it was gonna be like what? And picture my dad doing a moonwalk and stuff. But it was like he got surgery he faked his own death basically, and it went into this direction where it was actually a sad story about how like in this world it was so hard to be himself, and it actually went like a touching direction, and about like how. Just the nature of media and how he couldn't get away from it and whatever. And we showed it to IGN like, look, we know this has a dead person in it. We know. But look at all the heart this video has. It doesn't make fun of him. It takes a heartfelt approach. And they were like, he's dead.
So what
yeah,
happened? What
and
happened
that
to
was
it?
it. They were like, you cannot make this.
Did it ever
was,
air?
No.
It was
No, we quit. Like, we never finished it. But it was like this whole. It was really meant to be like, because everyone was. I don't know. It was just trying to show a different side to like all the stuff that was happening with him. But they were like, no, he's dead. You can't. No, he's dead. You can't make this video. It was like, okay. It wasn't even. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. That's
So there you go. Michael Jackson's Arcade. It won't. It never.
Michael
got
Jackson's
made.
dead.
Craig, there's a story I need to
Not in Captain EO. We're
might be-
sending out. Did it?
There's a story you need to tell?
Man,
No, I
you
was
and I
just
are the only
joking.
ones in the chat going
Yeah.
hard for Captain EO.
Nobody cares. Sorry.
man.
Captain EO was my jam.
I don't
even want to talk about
It's
it.
just another part of me.
I
I
no
love
idea.
that
I
song.
think that's how it
and
goes.
I've never
Hooter!
See that.
Yeah.
No idea.
Captain
It's-
EO.
It was a Disney thing that Michael Jackson did.
Oh,
He did a
man.
movie that they showed in the parks.
It was
It was
18 minutes long.
amazing.
Cost like $15 million to do.
Oh yeah.
And in like 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have the actual stats.
I'm sorry.
I have the actual stats.
Yes.
It was for a while, it was the most expensive film ever made, if you counted it per minute. It was $32 million
Oh,
for a 16-minute film, meaning $2 million a minute.
God.
What other movie could you say that? $2 million a minute. Is there any movie you could say that about?
yeah, sure.
There's got to be a 100-minute movie that was $200 million, right?
Waterworld.
Yeah.
Well,
How many-
Waterworld was.
It's just
Yeah, let's see. That
Wait,
was,
Waterworld
that
was-
was like 170 million.
Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't Cutthroat Island like really expensive? too?
Cutthroat
Yeah,
Island
it
was
was.
super expensive.
Was it was directed by Francis Ford Coppola? Was that
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be. Lucas and Spielberg thing. That's what Disney wanted, but Spielberg was like, "No, I'm doing E.T. I'm doing this other thing. And so it was like, well, Lucas's other friend Coppola was like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it was. I think George Lucas went through a phase in the 80s of, look, this is my thing, but the director is just a hired gun to get the thing on camera. I'm just going to stand here and tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so I think that's more of a Lucas thing than a Coppola thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
You should-
even though
it's
Coppola
on
was
YouTube.
yeah.
Okay.
You should
check it out.
absolutely watch it. You'd really
Oh,
dig it.
it's
Is
classic.
it kind of like black or white or black or white?
It's
better.
Like,
Does,
yeah,
does it have that Michael Jackson sweet awesome Hollywood production?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Studio
Oh,
feel
yeah.
to it. Okay.
major
in
too,
space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you really see, and again, it being a George Lucasfilm production, I'm telling you, I never revisited Captain EO until it came back in like 2009 or whatever at the
Yeah.
parks. They brought it back after he passed away. And once you see it, Star Wars Episode 1 makes all the sense in the world. Because you see it and you go, oh, this is all George Lucas ever wanted to make, was weird little creatures doing gags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you totally start to see like, oh, this is what this guy has always wanted to do, is like do movie magic creature stuff.
You guys.
And
would
Captain
dig it.
EO, it's just Michael
yeah.
Jackson surrounded by that. And then you watch the Phantom Menace and you go, yeah, this is all he wants to do, and he has unlimited power and money, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, it's the missing link between.
We should do a reaction video to you on that
Yeah.
for Patreon or something.
Yeah, that would be a
Like,
good one.
You would really dig it.
Okay.
It'd be fun. So.
I mean, it's entertaining. It's great. It's got some great dance moves too.
Well, it's 6.
Yeah,
We
it's
didn't hit
6:08,
overtime,
yeah.
so we can wrap. Y'all go to Bucky's and
yeah,
It's Bucky's time, everybody.
yeah. But thanks for hanging. As you
thank
can see, G1s, the Porsche is coming along fine. Maybe 2 streams left. Maybe 1. Depends. I don't know. I'd say 2.
It's done.
I'd say 2. It's done.
Yeah, that's a
pretty much
Porsche
it.
right there.
That's pretty much
That's
it.
what
Hey,
everyone
Rocco,
that
look
I've
at
seen
this.
looks like.
Look at that.
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
Cool.
Seriously though, thanks Rocco for coming and hanging out with us for the day, man.
Hey,
It's
thank
awesome.
you for having me.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure. And everyone popping in, make sure you hit the follow button. Come join
Yep.
us on more streams. 2 days out from One and Only. Grayson's going to be lead cam off for a
Oh,
little bit of
yeah.
blackout tonight, and it should be fun. So we'll see. Yeah, literally One Night Only will be open in registration 48 hours. Yeah.
Oh,
I bought most of the
God.
tickets though. Again,
no,
there's
you
pro-
didn't. No, you
there's
didn't.
there's probably like 5 tickets left. Good
Don't
luck.
let him keep talking. Cut the stream.
Good luck.
We didn't do anything.
There's probably 4
Cut
tickets
it, Craig.
left.
Cut it.
What?